we went into it with no experience in television whatsoever, and made a tremendous number of mistakes for the first year. I mean, still make mistakes every year, but I think, but hopefully learning as we go and improving things. But we just didn't have any production experience, so we came in kind of knowing how we wanted to write it, but not knowing anything about the casting process, the editing process, working with visual effects, working with a production designer, all that stuff that you need to know. And it's been a steep learning curve.
They would get behind a project and they would give it a solid commitment.
We'd never produced anything for television before. We'd never produced anything for film or internet or anything. We'd written before, but we never produced. So when we went to George, probably it was probably like that bluff where you mistakenly think you have a straight and you actually don't. But we were so confident that I think we convinced George that, well, these guys seem like they really know what they're doing.
I said, I want it done. I want a faithful adaptation of the books. And they said, that's what we want to do.
What boggles my mind is that those statements were not red flags. It constantly boggles me. Anyway, allow me to bring in my guests.
Reason why you used my Halloween entrance, Dun?
Because I'm lazy and I'm about to use wolves.
This cannot be.
Still an amazing looking werewolf.
Yes.
Yep. We have our good friend, the White Dragon.
The amount of money burned in that sequence is exactly within my calculations.
It's always Halloween where I live.
So anyway, should we at least get the memes out of the way first?
What memes?
I don't like memes very much, but yes, we will do the memes. All right, we can do the memes. Fine.
All right, let's get it out of the way.
Prepared for
have a backlog like last time. Done.
I don't care about memes that much. They're funny, but I prefer to use them at other points in time.
Perhaps.
This is when...
I'm not doing it. Last time I did it, my computer committed suicide because Yokai joined.
I was not born without a funny bone. I have one. I just would prefer to get to the topic at hand. And
well, he's a Dunfin, okay? He has to kill him and there's some external fun.
Yeah.
You know what? That's it. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do...
You bring in Valerian or anyone else so I don't get killed.
I have some silver bullets, and I'm finding this really offensive, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's time for you to go.
Trying to find
it. Where were we at?
I am still scrolling up because, like I said, this is what happens when we don't do meme drinks. Okay, I think we're about here.
Ow.
Give it a few. There we go. I love sand. It's warm and soft and inviting, and it gets everywhere. No! I hate you!
I've been keeping up with memes, but this is just so funny.
I don't like sand. It's cold,
This is getting out of hand.
And it gets everywhere. I don't like snow. It's cold and wet and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Yes, snow's worse than sand. Snow's way worse than sand.
Well, I argue that sand's worse than snow because snow is at least cold.
Oh shit! I think we're going to have to have a civil war now.
Yeah.
You can't say a sentence with the letter A in it. Me. Be silent. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth.
Nice.
Hey, Anakin,
Very nice.
do you know that the Sith have a lightning ability that can be used to turn sand into glass? Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi.
That's
So many
obvious. It's
John Calamari. Darth Vader appears. We need sand!
That's funny.
yeah, it is.
I have to go. I have to help her. But your mom's on Tatooine, and there's only sand there. Good point. I'm not going.
Oh. And the whole Star Wars universe was saved 30 years earlier.
Enemy youngling used sand attack. Ah, it's caught and run. It gets everywhere. Padme, did you pack a witch for lunch? A sandwich? I don't like sand. Are you an angel? I could be one if I lay down sand and move my arms and legs around. Get out of my house.
Yeah. A whole lot of sand memes.
Well, you see, what happens that me and Fighting Expert were in the movie lounge chat, and I decided to start streaming sand memes. Good Vader's about to force choke you, but you know his one weakness: pocket sand.
Yeah.
When someone checks her,
they're so infinitely memeable, but sometimes the same meme over and over just gets boring.
I know. Oh, but it's better. But when someone checks your internet history, it was for a book while I was writing. You gotta believe me. In every reading, suffering through I cannot kill dragon. Hang in there. It will get better. X to doubt. X. X.
I'm waiting for the good shit. I'm
having Dragon Blaster for a 2021 summer release. Let's do this thing. I just wait for a stream to start. Neph enters into the live stream, a topic.
Yeah, I think finally on time for once for a stream.
When Neph enters into a live stream, anyway, there's this. Next up is me seeing the Netflix movie. Delete. Welcome to heaven. To enter, you must be forgiven by everyone you killed. Well, I never killed anyone, so every you is included. D&D players start sweating heavily. Look at this meme. You're a snaky snake and a snaky sneak. D&D players still forget the DMs and authors. I'm all three. Me too. I wrote praying to Neph, Perion, be like, I pray for you.
Aw, that's such a cute cat meme.
You can't rush art. My fingers trying to ruin lies. I set my rears and crushed their soul. Everyone cheering that on the end of 2020. Please be advised, Mad Max will send 2021.
Oh shit!
What Tom thinks is real time, what I think is real WOT, World of Tanks. What they actually are. Waste of time.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
I don't care. There's a lot of wrong opinions out there about Wheel of Time.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
not. Well, you see. Well, maybe not World of Tanks.
There's a lot of wrong opinions.
How about? Oh.
And it's the Orts is a cult Nephilim.
Oh.
Look over here. It's my old avatar.
Oh dear, Wolf. Dear, White. Oh dear, White just died. White and Valerian.
Oh dear.
Hi, Valerian. Sorry. How's it going?
Greetings. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, you are. But yes, this is Theorgus as the cult Nephilim. In fact, this right here is my old avatar. So let's start seeing this thing again. Now you can point it out.
Funny.
December. Holy damn, they survived.
That was weird.
Guess I'll have to up my game.
Oh shit.
It's time to go. Was I a good year? No. Jesus fucking Christ, no. Fuck.
2021 is like, hold my beer.
2020 to take the roll of the Reaper, honestly. You don't stand a chance, bruv. Stay tuned for January 23rd. And epic throwdown between a bird and a wolf.
Shit.
Dragon Blaster season finale.
It doesn't look like that.
Pretty sure.
the
I have-
Dragon Blasters kind of forgot they weren't evil, so they burned everybody.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just there is probably going to be a citywide destruction, but the dragons don't look like that. They look like Dragonoids from Bakugan. Only
Anyways.
I switch up dragons from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the design ethic I went with.
Yeah, at least I can't complain about you having us having representations in your books.
Anyways, okay. Now for context of the arena will be paint made. This is over the Grant Harper's live stream when we were responding to Southpaw's video and we were bringing up points against it. He was bringing up points against Mary Jane. They were pointing up, no, here's why. And this meme pretty much summarizes all of the reasons why Peter is actually the one giving big signals. They don't know I'm Spider-Man. It's like he keeps making promises, but he's not keeping them, and then doesn't have an excuse for why he's not keeping them.
There's kind of the implication that she knows he's Spider-Man.
It's only suspicion. She doesn't. It's a suspicion. It's a suspicion. She doesn't know. Like she thinks he's she has a suspicion that he's Spider-Man, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah.
So what? It's like you're gonna say, "Hey, are you Spider-Man?" You're gonna ask that. At this point,
she seems like she's manipulating him. She seems like she's manipulating him.
Manipulating him.
I think she is.
No, she's straightforward. Or she's constantly leaving him open, telling you make a move, and giving her nothing but mixed signals.
Hence,
there's so many fucking boxes and boxes.
It's not manipulating. Listen, this has been happening for 2 damn years. 2 whole damn years. He's been giving her nothing but mixed signals. She can't stay there forever.
What an asshole!
What an asshole!
An arrow may have your name on it, but a fireball is addressed to who it may concern.
Oh, that's funny.
Fireball, when you absolutely have to kill everything in a 20-foot radius.
What is this referring to? A game or something?
D&D. How games start. We're going to kill some rats. 20 years later, we're going to kill God. The following was me and my PC every time my party comes together. The one lawful player who missed a session, the chaotic party after being left without supervision. I want to flirt with a barmaid. Go ahead. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? I said, go ahead. Seduce me.
Yeah, because it's
That kind of reminds.
that does all the NPCs.
That reminds me of a really amusing scene in Game of Thrones before it got bad. This old lady just talks to this eunuch and says, "Oh, please, are you trying to seduce me?" And he's like, "I wouldn't dream of it." "Oh, no, seduce away. It's been so long." I kind of wonder about the scientific implications of the non-existent bumping up against the decrepit.
That's funny.
I am a corpse and I wouldn't touch that. Yeah.
Stopping Murder Hobos 101. BBEGs are dragging a pose at the corpses of the NPCs the party murdered.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's cursed. Our party with months of the in-game preparation to prevent demonic invasion. The demonic invasion.
What the fuck is this? I think I was like doomed there for a second. Like, the demonic presence has been reduced by 60%. I'm like, oh no.
If Neph was a yandere, I can't decide.
I don't know what a yandere is.
Yeah, you're
What
nothing
you
up.
is you're gonna love me, or else I'm going to kill you.
Oh, the psycho.
Mind you, yeah.
Yeah, the psycho.
Yeah, yesterday on our stream, people called Neph a tsundere.
And that is.
I was just making japes the whole time I could.
Someone who's like, I don't love you, baka.
Yeah, she's the one that
Oh, the hard to get one. She's the hard to get. Okay.
Kind of.
Not hard to get, but more or less kind of not really to really
She
state.
covers up her
True emotion.
soft spots by being tough.
Oh, okay. So
Show me
strong
the-
female character type.
Yeah.
Show me the real plot twist. Palpatine comes back. I said the real plot twist. Ray comes back. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Dark Ray.
Dark Ray. I said the real plot twist. Dark Jar Jar. Section.
Action.
Yeah.
Because Darth Jar Jar would have been a much better plot twist
Yes.
than either of those other two
I
things.
think honestly that the woke crazies would have gone nuts if Jar Jar had come back as the bad guy. They would have frickin' hated it.
And it would have been
I know
awful
I
to
would
watch.
like to piss them off. It's like actually Ray was the bad guy at the end. Like, ha, suckers.
Anyway,
Oh,
Used to get
Anakin,
more
Anakin.
riled up.
Yeah, they would have really hated it.
Yeah.
And that's
Anakin
why
after-
I wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And-
Do you know why they would have hated it? Because, like, I actually watched this.
Not the bestest ever.
Well, no, it's like they like the fact that there's a strong like lady character for little girls to identify with, and they said like Disney wouldn't be so stupid as to put that to kill that off. What message does that send? Or turn her evil? That's terrible. I was like, no, that
there's
would be
just
fascinating.
One problem with that. We already had Leia.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just like they want somebody like to have like a. We need to do the School of Movies Rise of Skywalker discussion because they go really, really easy on that movie, which is kind of hilarious.
I don't doubt that they go easy on it. After all, they're consumers.
Yeah. They do criticize certain aspects, like they hate the fact that Kylo dies at the end. They think they should.
Oh,
No.
shut
Oh,
shut
not
up.
Ray,
no, that
Lo.
was my. Even though I'm never ever going to watch that movie, that's one of my favorite parts of the movie because I'm
He dies.
sorry. At that point, he'd gotten to be just as bad as his father, and the only way to redeem him would have been for him to die,
Grandfather.
which is exactly what happened.
His father was Han Solo. I don't think he was
Well,
that.
yeah,
Grandfather. You mean his
Yeah.
grand?
I mean his grandfather.
I think he's worse than Vader. I think that Kylo
Yeah,
Ren.
He has no motivation.
It's like,
He doesn't
yeah, he's
know what he wants.
It's like he's like on an evil scale, he is far more evil than Vader was. Because Vader was more like the tragic evil. He didn't want to be evil, but Road to Hell was played with good intentions.
Yeah.
honestly-
Everything he did was for his wife, and then when his wife died and he thought his kids were also gone, there was nothing. So he just had to
Did what
cling
it-
what he had, cling to what was left, which unfortunately was evil.
Honestly,
So that's
Honest-
why you blew up Alderaan or whatever the fuck it's called.
honest-
is it?
That wasn't his fault. That was Tarkin.
honestly,
listen.
Kylo Ren's just a psychopath, an
Well-
an inconsistent psychopath
He
who
is-
killed kids when he was other kids when he was a teenager. He's basically a school.
Oh my god! I know you don't care about spoilers for Mandalorian, but Luke Skywalker took Baby Yoda with him to his Jedi temple, and the implications for that is rather sad.
Oh, did he sacrifice him? Cool.
Oh wow. Well, anyway,
Final meme. Anakin, after killing a village of Tusken Raiders, including not just the men, but the women and children too.
looks like she wants to tongue him. Great.
Now,
The boy is
She's got a
weird.
lollipop right there.
Which
so
leads
let's
me
that is her tongue.
oh,
There is a lollipop, but
Yeah.
there's her tongue there. Though honestly, I like. There's a weird fan theory out there that he was mind tricking her into liking him, and I'm like, yeah, that actually checks out. I'm fine with that.
Or it could be the
That
other
she's
way
dumb.
with her trying to groom him.
That too.
I heavily disagree with that.
Yeah. I don't think there is actually a love story. There are multiple red flags. Eggs there.
Yeah.
There are
On
multiple
both
red-
sides too.
Yes. Maybe it's just a Harley and Joker situation where they're both nuts.
Maybe.
Okay, so so I set this up to read, and I accidentally just read ahead just by virtue of turning it on to get it ready, and I busted up laughing reading this.
To explain what we meant, he put 3 ha-ha's down. The first and third of these were the hyena laughs, and the second one was his Dunphin laugh.
Yeah,
I thought
The Joker.
What's the difference?
so
Hyena one's more consistent. The hyena one is more like ha ha ha. A Dunphin one is when he sounds like a dolphin, aka a Dunphin.
Or Joker. Yeah, it's over, I guess.
So, okay, so the first line is Game of Thrones didn't really do quote unquote themes.
Wait, read that again. Read that again.
Game of Thrones didn't really do quote unquote themes.
Well, that's
Yeah, it was really nihilistic and really terrible.
Theme is simply a pattern that emerges in storytelling. That's all it
These
is.
are for 8th grade book reports, so they still
Yeah.
think that anybody still had doubts.
Yeah,
Themes
this
should
is
be inherent in the story.
this is confirmation. Yes and IRL suck it. They don't think in terms of themes. It even goes further. The writers thought about their show in terms of individual characters and storylines. There were so many of them scattered across Westeros and Essos that the idea to tie a bunch of the threads together to form some kind of unifying idea was unworkable and arguably unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah, come together and fight the dead. That you can't do that. No, it's impossible. No, I can't do that.
That's lame.
Yeah.
That's lame. Fuck, can't do that. Wait, can you repeat the first paragraph sentence again? I have to write it down.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones didn't really do literally air quotes themes. He put
Literally air quotes.
He put the word themes in air quotes. It's hilarious.
Air quotes. Even he's holding.
Who
his
said
hands
that?
up.
David Benioff said that.
No, it's the writer of this book.
I mean, he's holding his hands up and going. Shh.
Yeah, well, it's just quote unquote themes.
Okay, so not
Just-
literally air quotes, but literally quotes.
Yeah. So, and then they backtrack it, but season 5 had a theme.
Wow, there is no fucking continuity in their fucking brains as there. It's like, whatever we wrote that today is what we think.
Creatively, it made sense to us because we wanted it to happen.
Please,
That's
just make it make sense.
Yeah.
It was just an empty Pepsi bottle.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
What's wrong with that?
It just shows that they're nuts and they don't know what they're doing.
You just don't get their wisdom. That's all.
Hey, stop.
Oh wow! See, Blarion's also crazy because he's still wearing his Christmas tism costume.
Whoa, hey, why are you targeting someone like that, White Dragon?
Are you an SJW? Do
Yeah,
we need to cancel you for being an SJW?
I will cancel you.
Everyone, hashtag
just-
cancel White.
You assume my gender, so I'm super offended.
Shall I force you to watch Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas
Oh
again?
no.
No, please
That's-
don't. I was
that's-
going
that's-
crazy with that.
That's
You
truly unusual.
fucking piece of.
I never wish that hell upon anybody.
That's truly the usual punishment, Sir Dunshop. That's banned by the Geneva Convention. You can't
It's
do that.
ribbon time.
Yeah.
You might want to phrase that better.
I don't need any more phrasing for that.
Yep, exactly. The writers think their show is about nothing. Yeah, they are really nihilists. All they care about is actor faces and actor performances and getting Emmys. That's all they care about. Which
It's
is
That's
like,
why
you
I
can't-
really
you
hate
can't
this
really
ending.
get Emmys without actual performances, and these performances, these faces are not performances.
It's just people emoting a lot. There's
Oh,
nothing really there.
sorry, I
Do we-
just
I think we
don't
need to
want to-
sacrifice someone. Someone organize a sacrifice. We'll be
I
there.
think he might have had the marijuana blood pack or something.
sorry, I don't smoke. Sorry, I don't smoke.
It was accidental. Sorry, I put the wrong
No
one
one said
in.
you had to smoke. But we're just saying that you may be. That we're just concerned for your health, man. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Then are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like, well, this book is hilarious.
In other news, grass is green, the sky is blue, and water is not wet.
No, you can't do that. Now my world is ruined. My
Yeah.
entire worldview is gone.
Yeah, themes are for 8th grade book reports. That's an actual quote. Yeah, he has literally said that. And like idiots like he has an IRL say that he's taken out of context. He was drunk at the time and the guy was demanding a quote. I'm like,
when you
that
are
doesn't-
drunk, you tend to speak what's on your mind when you are drunk.
Yeah, the filter between your brain and your mouth goes away.
Seriously, we keep
Also-
beating this dead horse.
he's
We're
a
back.
he's a terrible liar as well. He has some really obvious tells.
I think human women are hot.
We're back to In Vino Veritas.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I swear I was drunk. I didn't mean it.
Yeah. Let's keep
Even worse, it would probably be he was so drunk that he doesn't remember saying anything. Or
Yeah,
maybe not.
I don't
as
know.
far
He's
as
been
I-
drinking as often as he has. He must have had some tolerance.
Also kind of here, he's never, to my knowledge, come out and contradicted this, and even in the final product, that very much reflected it.
Mhm.
And like, he doesn't care.
In other news,
He's also drunk to everything. He's publicly drunk. He's publicly drunk at every single appearance he's made.
How
it's
has
kind
he
of
not gotten arrested for public drunkenness?
I don't know, because
Because he was the showrunner of Game of Thrones, so it's fine.
Yeah.
His
I guess.
father is a rich guy.
that too.
He's
Yeah,
super
his
popular
father's-
before season 8, I'm guessing.
Yeah, his father's like one of the top 10 richest men on the planet. It's insane. It's insane how rich his dad is. Like Smud, like I told him, like I told Smud, like his dad is the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and Smud was shocked because Goldman Sachs is a giant banking company. It is really, really, really rich.
it's so rich that it owns your damn money.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. A major theme of season 5 was the old world colliding with the new, and these fundamentalist thinkers vying for power, said Brian Cogman. The Sparrows are fundamentalists. The Sons of the Harpy are fundamentalists who turn to terror tactics to oust an occupier. Members of the Night's Watch who objected to Jon Snow trying to bring the wildlings from Hardhome are fundamentalists. This feels like Last Jedi defenses.
It does.
And we're getting into the bad stuff, which they used to bring up like story-based reasons for why things were good, and now they're going into
Things they just make up.
Yeah, themes they make
Themes.
up.
These are bullshit to these guys. Like, how do you take this seriously?
Be careful.
Didn't
Go
they
whispering
just-
on me.
Didn't they just say like, "Oh, we don't care about things"? Next second, like 2 seconds later, yeah, the themes, you know.
Fundamentalist is also rather broad in this.
How do you
context.
contradict yourself in the same fucking paragraph? Like,
I don't know.
fucking-
Test them and
Stop
find
putting
out.
logic into it. Idiotic juvenile stuff happens, and people empty their pockets to see it.
do it.
Yes,
Now,
basically.
Now that you think,
Stop bringing logic into a movie! Random incoherent juvenile shit happens, things explode, and people empty their wallets to see it!
Yeah.
there is a functioning alcoholic.
yes,
That's the
I
theme.
think that he is. I think that he is. Like, he has gotten a lot of alcohol intake, and a lot of them, and it's been public. The number of at least on 3 separate occasions, he's been drunk at Comic-Con, and at an Oxford Union panel where they're drinking the whole time, like really liquored up by the end.
Yeah, that's not professional behavior.
You know what? We should watch the Oxford Union panel.
No.
Is it copyrighted?
It's public domain, so it's a
Okay.
panel. It's public, so it's a panel.
Maybe.
It's on YouTube.
Maybe as a recording one day.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Well,
here's my
I think that
response.
would be. I don't think it's copyrightable because the whole thing is on YouTube.
Mhm.
I'll just
I
swear
don't think so either. But
And the fact is,
just
like,
to be
it's
on the
not
safe
owned.
side.
It's not owned by anybody, really. It's so I don't. There's no copywriting on a Q&A. Austin Film Fest did manage to do it, but there's still audio out there, and you can still say, hey, we can play the card of commentary like Dragon Demands did on his channel. So, okay. So Melisandre too was a religious fundamentalist whose faith had devastating consequences, and Arya wrestled with the cult-like orthodoxy of the House of Black and White. Fans often think Season 5 had a theme too, only a different one. Season 5 was the dark one. The season was some of the show's grimmest and most disturbing subject matter, where popular characters suffered horribly, like you inserted
For no
a
real
rape.
reason.
Yeah, like you inserted inserted Sansa into a rape subplot because you hadn't set up Jane Poole.
Because you were an idiot. No, not an idiot. You were
You
fucking
are
moron.
an idiot.
Yeah, they are very, very, very dumb and very unprofessional.
Long form storytelling is not that hard.
No, it's not. You just need to write out a plan, have it workshop it. The problem is they
Plans?
don't workshop.
That.
They don't workshop. They're kind of claiming to be architects, but they're really not.
No, they aren't.
They're
They're-
randomists. That's
They're
what I call them.
demolition experts. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are like.
I mean, they do smoke explosives, so you know.
Yeah, like
They have to bring that into it.
Yeah, like all of their decisions are like some of the major changes that they made were randomly inserted. It's insane how random they were.
Probably in the middle of the night, too.
Yeah, probably because that's when Benioff does most of his writing with no oversight from anybody else, and he just gives it to other people as like.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have multiple people on a writing team. I mean, I know this is not a really good example, probably, but
having too many chefs in the kitchen.
Well, it helps to have a writer's room to begin with. They didn't have one.
Oh, sorry. What's
Yeah,
a way?
it helps to have at max probably 5 people, because then you can keep things straight. They can go,
Yeah.
oh, you can't. One of the other
Well-
writers can go, oh, you can't do this. This can't happen with what we've set up.
you can't have scorpions that shoot like fucking ballistas. Sorry, you got to find a different way.
There's
Basically.
there's a possibly pertinent comment by the writing expert.
The fighting experts.
Thing is, they didn't show anything.
Yeah, so nope.
They
Sorry.
they just tear down the back of her dress and then push her down, and then you hear buckle unbuckling, and then she starts screaming.
How dare they? They couldn't even meet their quota properly.
It's
But,
all about the
yeah.
money.
Having other writers around helps you get better with your writing, for one.
Having any writers around help.
Yeah, the average for say something like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had a writing team of like 8 people, working with showrunner Aidan Gillen. No, not Aidan Gillen.
I knew that figure was writing something.
Vince
He's a
Gilligan.
little finger chap.
Vince Gilligan, yeah, not Aidan Gillen. Sorry, Vince Gilligan. Who, in my mind, Vince Gilligan can do no wrong. When it comes, can do no wrong. Honestly, Vince Gilligan makes perfect shows, like twice in a row. He's hit 2 home runs twice so far with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Both of them are excellent. It's kind of funny that Breaking Bad is held up in universities along with classics like Moby Dick. It's kind of amazing.
We were so close to greatness with Game of Thrones. So close.
We were so close, but now it's just like
a meme.
Yeah.
Not a good one either.
Yep. So the dive into the darkness wasn't an accident and followed classic story structure. Bull crap.
Bullshit.
I never read that.
I don't even know what basic story structure is.
Yeah.
What do you say about story structure just now?
So the dive into the darkness, i.e., the character shows grimmest and most disturbing subject matter, wasn't an accident and followed classic story structure.
No, it didn't.
That was just random.
What classic story structure? What are you even talking about?
Yeah, he goes on to say, the most dire moment for a traditional hero when all seems lost is always at the end of Act 2 of 3. Season 5.
Act 3.
It was the end of Act 2?
What?
Wait, what?
I'm just assuming that this is just random garbage, gibberish.
What was?
Where the fuck was that?
Not the where. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
What was an example of classic story structure?
Act 1, the prologue. Act 2, Act 2, the interlude. Act 3, the climax.
So basically, season 5 was an example of classic story structure.
Oh, please.
No.
Tell me.
Do they even?
Is that what he's saying?
Do they even know what acts? I don't know.
I don't know.
What planet are we on again? I
Don't care about themes. Bring them back.
We're unfortunately on a planet that writing is dying on.
Why would we believe that you care about structure? Yeah.
Yeah, season 8 was a great example of how much you care about structure.
Oh yeah, let's just toss things in the last minute. Yeah, man.
They're just he's just making stuff up.
They're trying. Well, the thing is, they're trying to defend season 5, which season 5 is the second worst season because the Dorn subplot threw off a lot of stuff by having them cram it in by wasting 40 minutes.
What? Yeah, you gotta slam it in there. Just,
they want. Yeah, just deal with it. They really wanted to cram some stuff down Idira Varma.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We're back to phrasing again.
I don't care. That one was deliberate.
It's funnier that way.
It's kind of like.
All right, horny gun.
Yeah, I don't care. That one was deliberate.
Hey, we're trying to make a good of a bad situation right now.
It's an open secret that they have the hots for both Lena Headey and Indira Varma. If they could divorce their wives and marry those two women,
they would.
Polygamous, yeah, they would. Yeah, it's kind of an open secret. They love both of them. That's why they kept Lena Headey around, and that's why they gave Indira Varma a vanity project.
This pretty polygamy.
Yeah. So, okay, the dire moment for traditional hero of all seems lost is the end of Act 2 of 3. Season 5 likewise concluded roughly 2/3 of the way through Thrones Run. You didn't know what it was going. You didn't really know what it was going to end, and you rushed to the ending.
Yeah, I heard that season 7 was actually supposed to be the last season, but then they had to extend it for some reason.
Yeah. The final act typically has the hero.
Dear God, can you imagine if that was if they actually followed through with that? Season 7 was the ending. Just imagine how much more fucked it would have been.
Oh, it would have been utterly screwed.
I mean, fucking breakneck pace. You fucking would have your fucking head snapped off by that kind of fucking.
Not just snapped off; it flew off your head.
Literally. On the plus side, we wouldn't have season 8 though.
With a sheer force of a wrecking ball hitting it.
There's also the thing of season 8 wouldn't. Well, one of the main problems was season 8, episode 6 is a waste of time. Where it's 57 minutes of silence because they think that that's good writing.
Yeah,
that's not good writing.
Yeah, when I wrote my notes While I was
There
watching
is.
it, I noted that they really don't like dialogue, do they?
No.
What's that? Never heard of it.
What's
Yeah,
that? What are you
how
supposed to be
else are
talking
you?
about?
How else are you supposed to
Emote.
No, how else are you supposed to communicate vital information to your audience?
Hey, we
You
can
need
convey
dialogue.
dialogue through our actors emoting the faces. Jeez, Neph.
Yeah, I mean, you can
Wrong!
But okay,
You-
hell, right there with that white. You did
yeah,
right
you
back
can
now.
communicate things like she's cute as a bug, or they both failed at geography by just looking.
Yeah, this. What the
That's-
fuck
that's
was
crap.
that even meaning?
Yeah,
anyways?
that crap is meant for the table read, and it's kind of frustrating that like it's
It's
honestly
only a
like-
few seconds, but you're
When
right.
I-
It's terrifying.
When I die and finally go to hell, that's what's gonna greet me. That is the first thing I'm gonna see, and I will know I am in hell.
Welcome
Yeah.
to hell.
Fair enough.
Hey, welcome to hell. We have cupcakes.
Yeah. So the final act typically has the hero having learned from their setbacks, rising to conquer their greatest challenge, or succumbing to their flaws. Just as Thrones major characters did in the final seasons. Oh, come on.
Flaws. That was
All bullshit.
that was retarded ass fucking contrivances. Flaws. Varys just deciding that Daenerys was crazy because she was sad one
Yeah.
time.
Oh
Bullshit.
my god.
Yeah.
Are you high?
Isn't
I
she the
wish
one
I
who
was.
said she didn't want to be Queen of Ashes and yet she became the Queen of Ashes anyway?
Yeah.
For no fucking reason. Yeah, it was just it was so dumb.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
she
is
said loads of stuff like that.
ha 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 ha.
Oh, wait, it gets worse.
Shit, I gotta go write something down, don't I now?
Yes, go write down your funeral rites.
It gets better.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It gets fucking better.
It gets
It
so
gets
better.
better.
I wish I wasn't living.
Aha, join me, Wise.
No, they were drunk. Well,
Yeah.
they were,
No,
but
They're in a perpetual drunken stupor because
Maybe he's just a reckless and irresponsible jackass.
What?
That's offensive. You can't
well,
say
that too.
We see
He's
why
a-
I have
well,
a reason
the
for
thing is-
living,
well,
and
the thing-
they
Well, the thing is, White Dragon, he's a white male. There's nothing offensive you can say to a white male.
Hey, yeah, hey,
Unless
you bastards.
Unless it's unless it's cucks like Ryan Johnson and R. Jar Abrams.
Jar Jar.
Then they're
Hey, Jar.
Yes.
don't
Then
use
they're
Jar Jar
out.
Abrams. That's insulting Jar Jar.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, that's true. Don't do that, please.
Hey, I would. You can't put J.J. Abrams in the same category as fucking David Benioff. How dare you?
I live for how much Dragon hates. Yeah, he really hates him.
You know,
Yeah.
honestly, we could build a machine that runs entirely off of his hatred for Benioff.
Probably.
Oh, especially that last clip, like where he went insane for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
very end.
That's how he
That
saw.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a bit obsessive sometimes.
Well, this
Where
was-
the fuck was that?
Oh, wrong clip. It's
Yeah,
the one
wrong
where he's
clip.
like, "You Starbucks coffee cupper, you
You
mother."
pompous, negligent, iTunes gift card as a holiday bonus giving mother.
Yes, you love that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of his best quotes yet.
Yeah,
I
that-
feel like if he was
Seriously.
let loose more often, people he will have like the twice the amount of subscribers he has now.
I think. Well, I think he's trying to keep his anger somewhat contained.
He should
Yeah,
have he should have two
because-
channels, like Dragon Demands and Dragon Rages.
I think
yeah,
we're-
Yeah.
because
because
then
he's
he
trying to
can
do
put
analysis.
all of his ranting on Dragon Rages.
Yeah,
I
because he wants to maintain a certain credibility in terms of his analysis. So he wants to maintain some certain impartiality, but at the same time he loathes Benioff with a screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a place to unload, and having a second channel to do that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Something that I'm noticing, it's not Benioff and Weiss who are talking about the themes, it's Cogman. It's not them. They
How do you have
something.
such contradictory people like working together so well?
I get the feeling that's why, because Cogman's at least
somewhat cognitive. Cognitive.
Cognitive.
Yeah, he's got something of a writing ethical backbone. It's not very thick because he doesn't understand how screenwriting works.
That's your opinion.
Anybody writing?
That's factual. No, that's fact. So let me one moment. That's just your opinion. Is that what you said? Is that just my opinion? Really?
That's just your subjective opinion.
Really?
Yeah, if you say
that's your
something's an
opinion.
opinion, you've automatically disproved it, right?
I think that there's actually an answer to that one.
A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
No, that's not an opinion. It's a fact.
And the dragon does not concern themselves with the opinions of the lions.
Yeah, because the dragon
eats-
is the one that's hunting the lion.
The dragon eats both horse and lamb alike.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's keep going. We knew in the writing and execution that season 5 was our darkest and most troubling season. No, it was the dumbest season. We put our characters through. We put our characters through hell, but it was a carefully thought out hell.
Oh, yeah, sure. House 20 Goodman. Fucking talk about that.
Or
Hello.
the randomly inserted Dorn subplot that you put in mid-production, and you made your costumers storm off in disgust.
Yeah. Survey says that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad
Survey says bullshit. That's exactly what it is.
You just say
Yeah.
carefully thought out hell. Is that the wording?
Yes, that was the exact wording.
Good. I'm trying to get this right.
Yeah, season 5 was meant to break a lot of these characters down. Okay,
See, yeah, but Tyrion was like still a goody two shoes still, but I don't know.
Yeah, Tyrion's kind of fine. Same with Jon Snow. The only thing that breaks him is he dies at the end.
Yeah, he literally breaks because he dies.
People die when they are killed.
Shit.
Yes,
Can't
they do.
say that.
What do you got people on about?
I have no idea. Like, people die when they're killed. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's
I mean,
a
I
problem
died, but I'm alive.
Keep going. Let's keep going.
I died, but then I lived.
In King's Landing, Cersei
Yeah,
thought
that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to say that.
Okay, so it's talking about she thought she could use the sparrows, this religious upswell movement, to the crown's advantage. Then the leader turns the tables. George R. R. Martin, the sparrows are my version of the medieval Catholic Church with a fantasy twist. Instead of the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, you have 7. One God with 7 aspects. In the Middle Ages, you have periods where you had very worldly and corrupt popes and bishops who were not spiritual but were politicians. They were playing their own version of the Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's totally accurate. The Catholic Church, the fragments of the Catholic Church are throughout all of society, and yeah, it's ultimately like the study of medieval Europe is the study of how the Catholic Church screwed around with things.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is great. Having the legendary Price on set occasionally knocked the show's producers and directors on their heels. Oh, what is it? Why do I get the feeling we're going to see these performances, these faces in the next few minutes?
Countdown.
Because we are.
Well, start a timer.
We usually do anyway.
Yeah, it always goes back to that.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a second. I have to start the timer.
So
And
it should be coming up.
okay, go.
Okay, so Michael Mike Malad, director. I was a massive fan of the show, but I didn't have the resume that would really support me being a director on it. I really wanted to work with these writers and characters. On my first day, I turned up into Broadway to shoot, to join a location scout with the department heads. I stood up on the walls, ancient walls of halls in Old Town, with everybody waiting for me to say what to do, and I had no idea what was expected of me. I just felt absolute bloody blind terror. I just had to pull stuff out of my butt to pretend I knew what I was talking about.
Well, you weren't alone, young man. At least you're honest
No,
about it.
he wasn't alone.
What?
Okay, so who's this director chap? Sorry.
Mike Malad. Mark Mylod.
Can someone pull out that name? I don't know how to spell that.
MYLOD. MYLOD.
I'll put that in private chat. I'm gonna have a hard time remembering that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, why wouldn't you give... Yeah, that's a perfect description, but my question is, why didn't you give him some direction of what... Didn't he have a script? This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this just seems as though, like, weird negligence on the part of the showrunners. At least
What was he directing again? Like, what part?
Apparently, the first take was of Jonathan as the High Sparrow in his first big scene with Lena. So, the episode that he directed, I think, is the High Sparrow. So that's episode 4 or 5 of season 8. Oh, that guy. Huh.
Oh, dear God. Don't tell me that's another slow chase.
No, it's not a slow chase. It's actually kind of stupid. Basically, Arya manages to survive
getting stabbed in the gut
repeatedly.
Falls into a canal full of nasty water.
Full with sewage.
And then she kills their wife.
Okay,
Spoiler.
how the hell is she alive then?
Because
How the hell is she alive?
Neph. I got it.
Actually, you want to know something even better?
She drank some soup, so it's fine.
She got plot armor.
Or actually, you want to know something better? The actress pointed out this chase could have been ridiculous, even more ridiculous than it already was.
Oh, wow.
Stop this madness in the name of your king.
She's super Maisie. She's Maisie too. That's why.
That's a good point. This book constantly repeats we had no idea what we're doing. It'll somehow look good on the showrunners. Yeah, it just makes them look terrible.
That just makes them look even worse.
Yeah.
Because they kind of ought to have.
Yeah. So so Dave Hill, the Curl producer, who is also one of David Benioff's personal assistants, ascended to co-executive producer, which is just like, how does that make sense to anybody?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes, it makes sense.
It makes sense because it doesn't. Fuck me.
So during rehearsal, Jonathan asked to change some words. Usually on Thrones, our response to actors who ask to do this is no. We thought about these words. No changing, no improvising, no adding to them. And Jonathan was making changes.
Wow. That's great.
I turned to Brian. That's not what the line is. And Brian glared at me. It was the closest he ever came to murdering me.
Okay.
If only.
Well, Dave Hill is a sycophant loser. He doesn't hold my contempt. Like David Benioff, Brian Cogman, because Brian Cogman is, wow. It's like
Brian Cockman.
Yeah, and if Brian went, if you think I'm going to tell Jonathan Pierce that he can't words on his first day on our set, you're crazy. Oh yeah, because Jonathan Pryce is awesome. I love Jonathan Pryce.
I mean, what if they had like a better dialogue choice or something that made more sense, like on the fly? But no, we have to. Maybe it could have been like a dumb dialogue option or something.
Maybe we don't know. I think maybe like
any dialogue.
Well, kind of the thing is, nothing that the High Sparrow says is bad dialogue. I think.
Sorry, I'm just reminded of the bad pussy line.
Oh, that's
Don't name it
bad.
now.
Oh, that stuff's bad. Dorn,
Where are
everything-
my dragons?
Nothing in Dorn is good, and very little in Karth is good. Most of the stuff in those two storylines were bad.
I always hate that core storyline because people always point to like, see, Daenerys was always crazy, even though that never happens in the books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of wrought in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a recording of all their sins, all right.
Yeah, after they felt relieved and then published it to turn into money, and then it just makes them look bad.
It makes them look absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making themselves look even worse than they already were.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
keep going. Let's try to hop, skip, and jump over some more of this stuff. So, Mike Malad really likes working with actors and directing them, but after Jonathan's first take, he didn't have a single piece of direction, not one idea, apart from my jaw open on the floor at the absolute perfection of his first take, literally down to the movements of his feet. It was almost embarrassing how good it was. This is actor favoritism. Like, this is actor fanboys.
I'm waiting for the line. I'm like waiting for the cue right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say something about faces or else about eyes.
For 6 minutes.
Dave Hill, Mark came up with the monitors. Am I crazy, or did he just nail everything the whole time? Nope, you're totally right. Even Lena was a little nervous around Jonathan. Natalie Dormer, Jonathan Pryce was the best sparring partner any actor could hope to have. He's such an affable, self-deprecating, charismatic manner about him. The way Jonathan played the character came across as so sincere. It was, who's bluffing who? He's not like any other man Marjorie has had to handle, where she can just throw her sensuality at him or use their greed or ego against them. The High Sparrow Angel does none of those things. Handling Price, however, was a cakewalk, compared to the show's other intractable British silver screen legend. Mike Malad, I was also terrified of Diana Rigg because my very first scene with her, I asked her to do a very minor thing, like, would it make sense if you close the door and walk a few paces before this moment? She came back with some rebuttal about why she wanted to do it another way, and then said, thank you, go away. Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny. That is so funny. That sounds like Dave Diana Rigg was perfect for playing Queen of Thorns, because she basically is the Queen of Thorns in real life, based on what this is saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go away.
It just makes it even more sad knowing that this show went to the fucking gutter. Like, they had all the great actors, but their fucking script was terrible.
And also, like, Dame Diana Rigg sadly passed away last year. Screw you, 2020.
Yeah, really.
When we expected 2020 was 2 natural 20s, and when we got was nothing but ones.
Hey, careful. 2021 could be like the bigger one.
Well, I did say that. I did post. You never know.
Yeah, and the director became a 5-year-old boy in that moment. I found myself blushing and creeping back to my monitor, stripped of any dignity or authority. So I enjoyed killing her character later on.
What the?
I added the bit about
her character later on.
No, I added the bit about character. It just says, so I enjoyed killing her later on.
I enjoyed killing her later on. No comment.
Okay.
Okay, Boomer.
Maybe it's just a joke, or maybe not.
I think it's a joke, yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke, but still.
It's like, Well, I enjoy killing my intellectual enemies very, very much, or just like putting people I really don't like into my books.
Villainous roles, yeah.
Oh no, they're meat. They're just meat for the most part.
Are they delicious tasting meat?
They're far.
They don't taste like anything. They don't taste like anything other than. And
are they food for your dragons in the books?
Movie Bob was.
Ugh.
Oh, you have to show me to that fucking. No, I have to get one of those books now.
That's just disgusting. Who went out there like? Come
It's like
on.
he's eating a bunch of food, and he's like, "This is my challenge." Oh no!
Well, basically, he's a child cannibal.
I guess that, but I would want anybody to eat him.
No, like, well, kind of the
And
thing is,
then it
like,
dies.
yeah, he gets a 6'4" giant Amazonian chick has him fed to her dragon as punishment for his crimes.
That's a punching the dragon.
Yeah,
he's
what if
got-
the dragon dies of like some disease?
No, he
Like,
doesn't die.
I'm pretty sure that no matter what, we're not looking at Bob's real weight.
Well, I slightly amplified his fatness a little bit just for the sake of fantasy. He's like having to be like borne up by bearers because he's too fat to move.
Fucking medieval fucking cranes.
Yeah, I also David Benioff and DB Weiss also die in Blood of the Dragon as these failed assassins
Oh, yeah,
who
we
get
heard that.
chopped in half, which
Heh.
was really
Like,
sad.
well, we kind of forgot to be as sneaky.
Well, they actually they try to be assassins, but I just say like put in the fact that they're impulsive idiots and just go in for it, which I think a lot of people will find funny who are familiar with their process.
Of course, they'll find it funny because it's true to life. They're impulsive as fuck, and they have no control over it.
Yeah.
No, it's like their boss gave them this elaborate plan that's really good and stuff. And like, no, let's change it.
Oh no, they didn't have a boss. They just decided to do it on their own because that's actually true to form. They're their own bosses.
Oh, I have coffee. I could be drinking coffee right now.
Well, yeah. If you want to read that, Blood of the Dragon is out on Amazon. It's pretty good, I think.
What about Audible? I have a bunch of Audible credits.
I don't have the money for Audible to buy. I don't have the money right now to buy. I don't have Audible capabilities yet. I will at some point, but not now yet. Yeah. Well, maybe. I gotta do it. It's a way to vent my frustration because sometimes I just need to.
Hey, he's the writer. He can do whatever he wants.
And honestly, if they ever read it, I would.
On the plus side, that's actually a very healthy thing to do.
And honestly, like if they ever read it, I get the play. Yes, I don't care. Yes, yes, I've done it multiple times.
Well, listen, well, to be honest here,
everybody's a little bit psycho inside.
Okay, let's be honest. Is not everyone here a horrible person already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what-
Speak for yourself, Will.
I know. I wasn't referring to you.
Yeah, you have to be constantly sprayed by a fucking water bottle to keep him away from Neph.
Yeah. let's keep going.
Even that works.
I gotta say, I'm repulsive.
Yeah, I fully admit to being a bad person. I just keep it contained relatively.
I
know.
I acknowledge my weirdness. I hate it if I wasn't weird. Normalcy is boring.
Yes, we are. Yeah. 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 Yeah, you need some way to vent your frustration, and it's fun. It's an old time-honored technique since the days of Chaucer.
I have no idea why, but I have the fucking Spyro theme song playing in my head right now. Like the First World theme now.
Who here has seen Knight's Tale?
Not me.
No.
You are missing out. It's the best sports movie ever made.
Wait, it's sports? Never mind then.
Yes, it's jousting.
Oh.
That might be
jousting.
interesting then.
Yeah, that's why I say it's the best sports movie ever written, because it's a jousting movie, not a football movie.
Well, see, wrapped in a top hat here. He admits he's an awful person. He survived an extinction. He's defying the laws of nature. Well, defied the laws of nature.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like and then he just says very simply to some guys that wronged him, "I will eviscerate you in fiction. Every last pimple, every last character flaw." I was naked for a day. You will be naked for eternity.
Okay.
And
Oh,
it-
nihilist.
and does say, and that's just kind of fun, and it's just kind of like been my like my mentality is I don't eviscerate people in real life. I just eviscerate them in fiction.
Yeah. It's the best way to do it.
It's
Yeah, it's very,
therapeutic.
very therapeutic.
And it
I'm
lasts
super evil.
forever, guys. And it
I
lasts
burned
forever.
down Winterfell.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes.
So, Jessica Henwick, have you been hearing Diana Rigg's stories? Why is that a question? Where did that come up? We had a scene. She walked onto the set and she went, "I'm ready now." A camera came over and went, "Well, okay, but we haven't finished setting up." She interrupted him and said, "Roll the cameras." And she just started doing her lines. She did 2 takes. Then the guy came over and was like, "Great, now we're going to do a close up." She just stood up and went. She went, I'm done." Now she.
Nice.
What, boss?
Yeah,
She runs the show now.
Nope, I'm not doing these performances, these faces. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your performances, these faces moment there, Wolf.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, hang on. Let me check. I'm checking.
Yeah.
16 minutes and 27 seconds.
Well,
That was way too long.
Well, they wanted to do a close up. Now, she can't walk fast. She has to be helped. So basically, we just sat there and watched as Diana Rigg effectively did her own version of storming off set, but it was at 0.01 miles per hour. She cracked me up. I loved her. I love Diana Rigg. Diana Rigg was the Queen of Thorns. Nobody else could possibly play her.
Just like Charles Dance as Tywin.
Charles Dance is Tywin Lannister. Like, there is nobody else who could play Tywin Lannister.
And that is not an opinion. That is a fact.
Yeah, but that is fact. Like, Tywin. The only person I could possibly imagine playing Tywin is Christopher Lee.
I fucking said that like a couple of streams ago too.
Yeah, that is the only other person because Christopher Lee can do no wrong. Like, since he's the perfect Saruman, he's the perfect Count Dooku, he's the perfect Dracula.
Now I got the Saruman theme playing in my head right now.
He's the perfect metal man.
Yeah, and he's like a punk rocker. Like, he actually killed Nazis in World War II.
He was straight up SAS. He was the boss. He was led to several different special forces headquarters. He could just walk right in. He's an honest to God knight.
Yeah, like at one point. So, have you guys heard of the knifing scene as part of the behind the scenes of the extended edition?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
I heard that as well.
I'm a Lord of the Rings.
He straight up lectured Peter on the sound he wants Sauron to make. He's like, "Ugh!" He's like, "That's not how the person staff from behind sounds." You wanna know how I know? I stabbed people in the back before. That's not the sound they make. The sound they make is.
He just makes a sound like he just so what he said was, like, "Peter, do you know what kind of sound a man makes when he's stabbed in the back? Because I do." He then began to describe a very clandestine part of World War II.
I mean, I would love if Christopher Lee was to teach a class in World War II. I would take it in an instant. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But you
can literally
walk. I'm freaking tired of World War II.
You know, you can listen to him reading off a shopping list. And that'll be epic.
This man is former SAS, an actual knight, a descendant of Charlemagne, and friends with Tolkien. And he's the perfect person.
Yeah, he was pretty much the perfect person to play Saruman. And he was originally auditioned to play Gandalf, but he said, like, "Well, I'm 80, so it's probably better that a spry 60-year-old like Ian McKellen play it."
Imagine being old. Imagine being old but being called young by a person that's older than you are.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I think. Do you think that his role, not like he was happy with his role, even at like the end, like in The Hobbit?
I think that he was, because he seems pretty, he seems like he was like, if it means something and the audience gets it, then I've succeeded.
Like if he knew that was going to be his last role.
Yeah, I think that he knew, because he was very old, and I think that like he was so physically unable to do stuff. Like, he was stuck in a green screen in Wellington for pretty much the entirety of the Hobbit shoot that he was on, because like he couldn't take the plane to New Zealand. Poor guy.
Aww.
And
Yeah.
poor guy. I think Christopher Lee, legend, absolute legend. So okay, so let's keep going. Now
Yeah, I'm getting a bit sad now. I'm like, yes, let's lighten this up with retarded D&D stuff.
Well, the thing is, we're just gonna get talking about it's gonna be mainly like actor talk, really.
Mhm.
Oh, we got a good amount of crowd. We got a good crowd here.
Hey, Wolvie.
Hey, Wolvie.
Oh, wow. Let me
We got a
see.
good crowd here. Welcome, Occupation Army. Wolvie Pup. Up. Nihilus Nylon. Raptor in the top hat. Becca.
Who all is in here?
Good.
we
More
got-
power
we got a-
being gathered every day. Soon our Ari will liberate this.
Yeah, we got like 17 people watching this stream. This is great.
Nice.
So
See, I have
Natalie,
16 here. Let me see what happens.
Natalie, oh, we're just dropped down to 60. I think probably somebody had to go to the bathroom or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Natalie Dormer, when you have someone who has that many accolades, you just shut up and watch. She has a very dry sense of humor and was aware of the parody of herself. Sometimes I think she was mischievous to see what she could get away with. I love Dave Diana Rigg. Diana Rigg's awesome. Amelia Clark. I only had one scene with her and was very blessed to have had that. Like with Peter, it was like watching an acting masterclass. I kept thinking, okay, not my line yet. I'm just watching you. Really, I'm acting with you.
Yeah, Daenerys, you should have taken her advice. We would have saved a lot of headache.
Yep. So Dave Hill, when Miguel Sapochnik was directing Price and Rigg, they were kind of just screwing with him, kind of just effing with him, which is okay. Why? I went to Miguel with a little performance note, and he goes, "I've got Jonathan Price and an English dame on my hands right now. Sit down. I have to deal with this." They were batting him back and forth like a ball of yarn between two cats.
There and back again, 2 cats.
That's funny. That's funny. Old lady, yeah, exactly. Old ladies with a wicked sense of humor are the holy water we need against this insanity. Yeah, kind of, yeah. And like the Septa, the actress playing the Septa now is tall. She's like 6'3", 6'4" or something. She's really tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. The worst part about that is weird, because Dave Hill is an ascended coffee boy trying to give direction to Miguel Sapochnik, who's an experienced director.
He's Brian Corbin 2.0.
Yeah. 2.0, yeah. That's a good, yeah, they're basically like similar stories. So the High Sparrow was aided by the heartless Septa Unala, played by Hannah Waddingham, his devout servant who tortured Cersei, urging her to confess. Hannah Waddingham, the director Miguel Sapochnik, he's a very intense man. He would come up from behind the camera and tried to get me to do as little as possible. Like, I have to have the widest smile and the most overactive face. He said, "Trust me, the least
here we are.
you'll do is the least you do will be more terrifying." He'd squeeze his cheeks together with his hands, going less, and by the third or fourth time he did it, I was like, "Dude, seriously, I can't do any less. You should have gotten a dinner plate and a wimple." Oh.
Okay, so basically face.
Yeah. But of course he was right. I was doing the least I'd ever done and it spoke the most. Oh, gosh. There was one scene where I had to may have given Lena an extra whack on the head with the spoon. The spoon was rubber, but still. You can see it in the show when her jaw tenses and she looks up at me like, "I'm gonna get you after this." And of course she did, but it's nothing you can print. It added a little something. We've been great pals ever since. These performances, these faces. Yeah,
we're back in TPTF territory.
Oh God, I hate
and micromanaging too, kind of.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like Hannah Waddingham. She seems like she's a cool lady. Across the narrow streak, Daenerys was on a winning streak. She conquered Slaver Base, sacked Axpor, liberated Yunkai, invaded Marine, and where she took residence in an 800-foot pyramid. Once again, on thrones, ruling proved trickier than conquest. The harder Dany tried to reform the slave-based traditions, the more they rebelled against her. One of them was really depressing, and that was her trusted protector and advisor, Barristan Selmy, being slain at the hands of the terror group Sons of the Harpy.
Oh, fuck up. That was you guys that did that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I was just like, you knew that you were going to kill. You killed him.
Because
even though, like, he had more stuff in the books, and he went to you and emailed.
We never got to see his great speech. Sorry, I cut you off there.
Yeah,
at least Sir Barristan gets mentioned in this book, which is more than Prince Doran can say for himself. So
yeah,
they were a little bit less obnoxious to Ian McElkinney than they were to Alexander Siddig.
Yeah, but
here, boy, melt it down with the others.
Yeah. Even now, I could carve through the five of you like cutting a cake. Pretty badass old man.
Oh my gosh, we missed so much stuff with him, like his introduction, his original from the books, and his speech, and that fighting pit in that scene from the other book where he fights that fighter guy. I forgot what his name was.
Where he's the chap who's defending Hisdar.
Yeah.
Defend yourself, sir.
Yeah. And
Padthinatus.
And the weirdest part was, like, the showrunner said, the worst part was the showrunner said, like, after he, like, complained to them and said, "Hey, there's more stuff for my character to do. Why are you killing him off?" That just made us want to kill him off even more. I hate those two so much.
Yeah, it's like this character has a future beyond this point. You should not kill him.
Yeah.
If you're going to kill him, at least don't kill him with some random terrorists. Give him a decent
back alley doing nothing in a back alley.
Like, what is he doing without his armor? When is he just walking in some random alleyway for fucking hell?
Because it was written that way.
I know.
Okay.
It's another situation where these changes felt.
This has giant ripple effects later on.
Yeah, it does. Not just on the story.
Yeah.
Actually, now I want to go read the books again. I'm like, I want to go read something good.
Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of Dance with Dragons. Danny's storyline is so different.
That's my favorite of the whole series.
I had to take a break to like listened to A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie, but just because I love Joe Abercrombie's work, I think he should finish the series if Martin dies. I think that he would be perfect.
Yeah, I'm like, every time I go into the book, I'm like, where's the next Tyrion chapter? Come on. I'm waiting.
I think so, yeah. I don't know why they took him out. I think there was probably like these performances, these faces reasons, because they wanted to spur an emotional reaction from Emilia Clarke.
Ah!
My theory. That's my theory. I don't know if it's going to be stated, but that's
It's like he wasn't even bringing up an objection to his character being killed. He was just going,
Well, yeah,
my
that's happened, and
character
then
has
deal with
more
it.
stuff to do. Why
Yeah.
kill him? He was bringing up a valid question.
And they didn't tell him either, did they? Didn't
They're
he
just a
find
bunch
out
of
like
fucking
from the news or
children
something?
who think it's funny.
Yeah.
Didn't they find out? Didn't he find out from the news or from some other source? They didn't tell him personally.
I don't know. I know
I think
Alexander.
so.
I know Alexander Siddig got killed off early. Like he literally had 2 episodes left on his contract, and then they killed him. Killed him 2 episodes early before his contract was up.
And then they didn't mention him in the book. I'm going to keep referring to that.
Yeah, and not to forget the White Hand, completely destroying the White Hand episode.
Yeah. Let's keep going. So Daenerys took the loss of Barristan Selmy hard. Actor Ian McElhaney took it hard as well.
Oh, they mentioned him.
Joke. Yeah, no joke. Selmy is still alive in Martin's books, and McElhaney naturally assumed his character would continue into the show.
Oh.
Wait, say it again. Say it again. Done. Collect yourself. I can't. I don't have the book in front of me, so I'm like, I don't know where you're reading.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Okay, so Selmy is still alive in Martin's books.
Mm-hmm.
McElhaney naturally assumed his character would continue further into the show.
Actually,
It's
That's
so
a natural
fucking random.
assumption to make. Especially since they said, according to Martin, they said we want to do a faithful adaptation of the books. And then they just jumped the tracks.
Well, as soon as the Red Wedding ended, then we're like, yeah, we don't care anymore.
Actually, it seems his character would continue in the show.
Yeah.
Well, it's a natural thing to assume if it's supposed to be a faithful adaptation of the books.
Yeah.
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
How does it get any worse?
Yes, no,
It can't get any worse. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Speak a lot, does she forgive it thee?
Yeah, he would make a good contender for a future Song Ice and Fire novel. Though the draconian copyright laws are always expanding.
Because of frickin' Disney.
Yeah, because they don't want to give up Mickey Mouse. Even though Mickey Mouse sucks, he's just iconic.
Yeah, the Disney law.
Yeah. So Michael McElhaney said, I gave Benioff and Weiss some arguments of my own why I thought Barristan was kind of important to Daenerys' story. Important enough that he should stay in Daenerys' story, the actor told Huffington Post. Oh, gosh.
Well, all of the
Is there more
evidence is
details
in
now?
the frickin' books.
What is it done?
What?
Was it?
Well, what? Well, he just said like he gave them some arguments. Doesn't say what he argues.
No, I mean, what is he going to say after that? Like, is the guy going to defend their decisions, or?
I don't. Well, let's see. I think they are. Yeah. So basically, Michael McElhaney continues. It proves that you should probably not read the books if you're an actor on the show. I was disappointed, but you had to accept, as I accepted, the demands of TV are different than the demands of book writing. With TV, there's a pressure to create a number of high points.
That's a whole. That's just horse shit.
Yeah, that is. It's like if he's important in the books and you're doing a faithful adaptation, then he should be important to the TV series.
Yeah, part of that part, and it's going to come up later why. It's going to be because of a giant acceleration of the plot to get through it. That's why they're killing him. But it's still
because they wanted to go on to Star Wars, which they never got to do because
this is before they got the Star Wars deal.
Well,
they just
but that doesn't stop my reasoning from being true. They were getting bored.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
If they were getting bored, they should have resigned and let someone else take over.
They're narcissists. They can't. It has to be them.
Yeah. So one of the big things about this series is true in the books. Okay, so the pressure of creating high points. One of the big things about the series, it's true in the books and even more true in the series, is the surprise element, the shocks. They had to keep that up because people expect it. You can't predict anything, but what you can predict is that there will be surprises. The writer,
and that is the big problem with this show. That's all it became in the end, with just random ass surprises that just come out of fucking nowhere.
So they had to have surprises because people expect them. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
I mean, one of my great examples is Rhaegal getting killed. It just comes out of butt fuck nowhere and just wow, it was unexpected. It's so great, isn't it?
That is so freaking stupid.
Is this their defense?
Surprises and things are fine, but if people predict them, you should not change it. Because that just means that there are people who are observant.
Is this their defense of Sir Barristan had to run off for a moment?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of a stupid defense.
Yeah. I can't even bring myself to write it down. It's it's a non-point.
It's. And the worst part is, we haven't seen a single quote from Benioff or Weiss this whole chapter so far.
Oh, that is interesting.
I think probably because they would be forced to say something like these performances, these faces at multiple points, because that's all that is in their empty brains.
Yeah, it's all they care about.
That and Endura Varna's
It's been a long time since we had Dragon Chep on. I wonder what he's doing right now.
I think he's probably with family. I know his mom is in the hospital or something.
Yeah, let's not bother him.
Yeah.
Let's not bother him.
So, okay. So here's another reason. The writers killed off Sir Barristan partly to create a vacancy among Daenerys' advisors. That is BS.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because 3 episodes Tyrion joins up with her.
Do you think that's the reason why?
That makes absolutely no freaking sense, though.
It makes sense in its own little what they were like. I know it's dumb, but it's the reasoning is it take away one person so they can give it to Tyrion because
they needed a slot available. There was no vacancy. I'm sorry, we can't accept your application. There's no vacancy on the council right now. We have to kill someone off first, and then we can hire you.
Yeah, it's the weird ass, dumbass logic.
Question.
Yeah. So was it true? It was relatively true. There were divergences in season 2, and then it kind of got back on track with season 3 with a few changes. And then season 4, there were a lot more diversions, including some really, really stupid stuff. And then season 5 was the main drop-off point.
Season 5 was whoop.
Jump the
Season
shark
6 was
and the rails and everything else.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What did you say about season 6?
Season 6 is off book, so there's nothing to say about.
Yeah, there's a tiny bit
TV show.
There's a tiny bit in season 6 that's from I think from Feast for Crows. A tiny bit, but not much.
Which is so weird. The timeline is completely screwed. It's so stupid. and then you get like Hot Topic pirate Jack Sparrow knockoff.
Oh, the Rocker.
Finger in the bum.
Oh.
Did you know that Euron is actually Iron speak for Rocker?
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's actually fairly accurate.
Edgy, bro.
I don't think they even think of it as edgy. They aren't even that smart. They are dumber than just the edgy for the sake of edgy. They are legit dumber than that.
Maybe
they don't even think on that high level.
Maybe Pilu made good Rocker faces.
You know what, Blairon? Go off yourself off screen.
Why?
Terrible. I do not condemn him to death, and I am the king of this stream. Sorry.
Sorry, who are we condemning to death?
Blairon for terrible jokes. There we go.
What did he say?
That he made good pirate. The Pilu, the guy who played Euron, made good pirate faces, I guess.
That's
an excellent joke. Actually, that's an excellent joke. That is a perfect joke right there.
That's not a joke at all. It's a statement of fact.
And that's what makes it even funnier.
No.
Yeah. So the writers... Okay, so a meetup that has not yet happened in Martin's books. So further proof of acceleration. Just because... well, no, I'm specifically saying I do not sentence him to death for bad jokes. White Dragon's just being Chang from Community.
You know what this reminds me of?
I am just bloodthirsty. That's all I am.
You know what them throwing out...
Hence Chang from Community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what them mashing together books 4 and 5 and then throwing the rest out reminds me of?
What?
Oh.
What Disney did to Lucas with the scripts for episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Talking about smashing, they smashed Jon Snow and fucking Stannis and young Griff into like one character.
As well as putting Jon Snow and young Griff as one character.
I said that.
You said Stannis
and young Griff.
Yeah. You said It's okay. I didn't quite understand what you meant. But yeah, it's just so weird. We'll talk about Star Wars another time, but I think like it would have been interesting, I guess, to go into the wills, and I would have been better, but I think that cutting out the idea of the wills might have been the only good decision, because I don't think that there's some weird, I think that George Lucas, Christopher Nolan, and Guillermo del Toro are in similar planes of thought, but Guillermo del Toro is the best storyteller out of all three out of that trio, I think. Because he's got the most consistent batting average. Pretty much, Guillermo del Toro has never made a bad film in his life. So, his batting average is really, really good. The only, bad one I can possibly think of is The Shape for Water, which is the fish movie.
The fish movie?
Oh, you haven't heard of it?
No.
It's the Lady Screws a Gillman movie.
Kinky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. Okay. So McElhaney was pleased, however, that Barristan went down with sword in hand. He had to be seen fighting. He had been talked about as the greatest knight who ever was, so he had to fight. So it's great that he did at the very, very end.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have really lost to those guys, because you would think he was like an experienced bladesman. He would know where to be and.
Yeah. Also, Barristan Selmy fought his way through an entire city of mooks.
Now, don't you see? Those guys had golden helmets, so they gave them superpowers.
Want to stop mentioning the fish movie with no consequences? sorta, nearly got scrapped together, not quite, lol. And you know that, well, School of Movies love The Shape of Water. They love
Oh,
this,
God.
which is weird. Which I
The
think is
Shape
weird.
of Water. I am probably not going to watch that.
I
So
don't really
dumb.
want to watch that either. I don't really want to watch that either, and it's weird that that movie got
I mean,
back.
I have already watched Rampage, and that was already stupid enough for me.
Guess, and Shape of Water got Best Picture that year, which is interesting.
Oh shit! I might be. I just had a power fluctuation in my house, so I might be cut out anytime soon.
Okay.
Like, I might have a power outage.
Can't let get a stopwatch. I want to see how long it takes for you to die.
Alrighty, let's keep going. So, interestingly, when asked about his favorite Sir Barristan scene, Michael Haney says the show's first season where Joffrey unfairly fired him from the Kingsguard. It's rather fitting and a credit to the show's on-spot casting that an actor who proved his dismissal in real life liked best the scene where his character was dismissed, took off his armor, threw it on the ground, and stormed off. Oh, sawed off!
Wait, say that again.
Okay, so
What?
it's rather fitting and a credit to the show's spot-on casting that an actor who protested his dismissal in real life liked best the scene where his character was dismissed, took off his armor, threw it on the ground, and stormed off.
No!
Okay.
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like one of the reasons why you would like a scene like that is it lets you be as childish as you want to be.
Oh, finally we get some quotes from the villains themselves.
Can you take a picture of that paragraph so I can do something with it later?
Sure. I'll show it on screen so that. Let me. Yeah. Like actually get out. Yeah. Recently, then turned. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is so. Yeah. There's a scene. Yeah, it was really bad.
So interestingly asked, said it was.
Okay. Let's see. Can I read this?
It's the actor who protested his dismissal in real life, like best the scene it was dismissed. Wow, what an actual fucking. Oh Jesus!
Okay, so there's one comparison between his
dismissal in the TV show, and like he actually did that in the actual fucking when he left the fucking studio for good. That's what he did. Like Jesus.
Thank you. I try very hard. I've had a face reveal.
Several times, in fact.
You shouldn't do that. People will lose their awe for you.
Oh, you look like Stannis from the TV show.
It's on my books. If you buy the paperback, you see my face, so it doesn't matter.
So now you're not a dread being of awe anymore. You're just some guy.
Yep, right there. Beam Malachi done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice beard, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. I'm probably going to shave it. I used to have a good one, but then I decided to shave it because reasons. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Oh, no, Neph. I mean, Wolf, you're going to have competition pretty soon now.
I'm way too young for Neph. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
both
isn't
of
Wolf
them
Wolf even younger than Don? He sounds younger.
Mayhaps. What's up, about? Let's move.
I just turned 25 a little over a week ago, so yeah, there's no chance.
So, topic.
Besides, he's got a girlfriend, so.
No, we broke up.
That's too bad.
Yeah, we had been growing distant for a while. It's fine. It's long distance. It sucks.
Of course, Neph always look better. That is a fact. Yes, it is. Get back in your pants style before I put it in there.
Well, freezing!
I know.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking that you would say something way worse. Keep it in your pants before I chop it off.
I'm sorry for so quick. Keep it in your
All
pants.
right, you'll move on.
Keep it in your pants before I feed it to White.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
No.
No, Wolf.
Wolf, yes.
No.
No, shut up.
I will take your fucking bone supply away.
Okay, so Michael
What are you waiting
McElhaney.
for, man? Come on, come at me, bro.
Oh, here's a good. Oh, this one's gonna be.
Is this gonna be quotable?
Come on. Come on. Okay. So Okay, Michael McElhaney's reaction wasn't entirely unique either. David Benioff say actors largely took their death calls well, but occasionally a cast member was clearly disappointed at the news. David Benioff, most of the time actors kind of knew when their time was up. Once we were ahead of the books and making those phone calls, some actors were stoic about it. Oh, that's cool. Some were a little upset. Dan Weiss, I won't name the actor, but there was one who protested vociferously.
Wow. What a fucking
What
asshole.
does that word even mean?
Vehemently with great venom.
I wonder who that could be.
David Benioff. One person argued with us on the phone for a half hour, then write out a long letter why it was a mistake, and still talks about it on whatever dumb forums he's on.
Oh my god!
Oh, look who's laughing now, you fucking asshole.
Oh my gosh. Look.
Whatever forums he's on.
Yeah, he does.
Dumb forums he's on is an actual line.
Oh my god.
Hey, where? I'm trying to find it right now.
What the
Zoom out a little bit. There we go.
Whatever
it's right there.
forums he's on. Yes, we've.
Oh my god. Dumb
Oh my
forms.
god!
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Also, yeah, Dunt, you do look like Stannis. What are we waiting for, man? Let's make him our
swear.
king.
Well, I don't look like. I don't think I look very much like Stephen Delane.
Are you sure?
It's like that's the first thing I said when I first saw it.
Somebody actually put that in the book.
Wouldn't it be a riot if you actually were?
They're so fucking tone deaf they can't even realize that they're fucking themselves in the ass right now.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, man. He's probably drunk when he said that.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, when is he sober is a better question.
Yeah, when is he not drunk?
Question is,
I do not look like Stephen.
Go it. Show your face and prove it.
That explains the skates, by the way.
We got what we need right here.
I'd say you look like a younger version of him.
Yeah, you look like a young.
Do.
Yeah, you do look like a younger version of him.
This is not an opinion. This is a fact.
Yes. Look at the comparison. Look at that. Like here, I'm going to focus on one picture in particular. This picture right here. Look at it and tell me that you do not look like Stannis.
You have been revealed, Stannis.
No, you
Wouldn't
don't.
it be a riot if
You're
Trent Hate actually was Stephen Delane?
Someone
Yeah,
actually
he just
wrote the words and published it, and
he's
let
just
people
deep-faking
read
himself to
it.
look younger.
They didn't burn the frickin' interview. Yeah, I'm amazed that they didn't burn that because that is a terrible quote. Like,
well, it's not the worst in this book either.
And it's just the
They
weirdest thing
are
is they don't
so
name the actor.
narcissistic that they don't realize that they are digging their own grave. And it's
I wish we could be
hilarious.
saying that, but they're fucking doing another adaptation. So fucking hell, how do they get away with this?
Yeah, but there's a wrench in that because someone got killed.
That wasn't their fault, to be honest, in that one.
I know.
Babyface Stannis. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Now we gotta make Stannis memes now. Everybody in the chat, fire away.
Wouldn't it be a riot if it turned out
Done Stannis memes. There we go.
Wouldn't it be a riot if it turned out Dunn was actually Stephen Delane in a clever disguise?
So yes,
He
so yes,
deepfaked
everybody.
himself to look like a different person.
That would be funny. Yeah. So back in Westeros, Stannis marched. So apropos of nothing, it goes to Stannis. So back in Westeros, Stannis marched his army toward Winterfell and was beset by a crippling storm, or crippling winter storm, tried to trap and starve tens of thousands of his men. The uptight would-be king. Uptight would-be king. What?
Uptight would-be king. Wow, this is another example of not understanding the characters.
Yeah.
Is that a typo?
Stannis the Menace. Nope, that's intentional. Stannis, one of Stannis' title, one of Stannis' nicknames is Stannis the Menace.
Would-be type, would-be...
No, that's not what I was asking.
Uptight would-be king.
He hates D&D so much, he became a 25-year-old Mormon writer to get his revenge on YouTube. Oh my god.
Wait, Don, can you try that again? I didn't get a good picture of it.
Oh my god, everybody, this is the truth. This is some deep Lord level shit we just discovered.
How much did you pay for this book?
30.
Like, this is a fucking gold mine. I should probably.
I don't think you need it. You just watch these streams.
But yes, guys, this is it. We found some pretty deep lore here.
Yes, we have found the Commander Dunlord.
Here's what he did. The other actor is still, since Stannis' actor is still alive. What he did is that he split himself in two. The old him and then the young him.
No, Dunn's a fucking clone.
Oh my god, that makes even more sense.
Guys, enough. Let's continue.
No, this is more interesting. Okay, fine.
So the uptight would-be king and his wife Selyse and his mistress Melisandre were fundamentalists of the worst kind, fanatics who burned would-be heretics, so-called heretics.
Oh my god, this guy has no fucking clue what Stannis is, does he?
No, he doesn't. Like, Stannis burns as punishment. That's what he does. But what happens when you're a true believer in the Lord of Fight and told the only way to change the weather and to save your army is to sacrifice your own daughter to your god?
Book Stannis would have a disagreement with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the feeling that the only reason why he would sacrifice his daughter is because he is
like the White Walkers or something.
Yeah, something that is actually beyond his control. Because Stannis is winning in the books. He has picked his ground, and he's got a giant tactical advantage. Not numerical. He's outnumbered ever so slightly, but he's set himself up so that when the other army goes across the frozen lake, he's going to shoot catapult stones right into that lake and break up their lines so that they die in freezing cold.
Yeah, that is how you choose your battles. You choose your battleground. You choose whether or not you have the high ground or not. And then you wait.
No, you put your trebuchets in all your forces outside the castle. That's what you do, obviously.
Yeah. So, Dave Hill, there are a lot of people. Yeah, might have. There's also the thing of they like Stephen Delane's "Screw the World" face. That's an actual quote.
These performances, these faces.
Yeah. So there are
enough of that.
There are a lot of people that we're just going to get more of it.
Oh yeah, it's one big TPTF fest.
Yeah. There are a lot of people claiming to know the God's will and claiming to speak for God or gods. We like playing with the idea that gods, if they exist, maybe have their own agenda or ulterior motives. Humans can glimpse them, but you can't really ascribe human notions or actions and consequence to gods. That's what makes them
the Raptor in the
gods.
top hat has a good point too.
Stannis would have killed Melisandre as soon as she talked about sacrificing his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite contradictory to like his speech in like the books where he talks about how his daughter is going to be next in line if he fails.
Yeah, he says.
Yeah, we mentioned last time the whole thing about the snowstorm is so horrible that Ramsay manages to burn down Stannis' supplies. So this is
it's like
that part we forgot to mention that. How did fucking Ramsey's men even get there at all after that storm was so bad?
How did they find them?
This is the Game of Thrones universe. They probably had GPSs or
Right,
something.
one person say, well, they did just follow the tracks of snow. Yeah, but not less likely, because in a snowstorm, snow piles up very quickly.
Yeah,
Stop bringing the logic into it.
That
Yeah.
would definitely erase the tracks. Any tracks.
Stop bringing logic into a movie! Random incoherent juvenile shit happens, things explode, and people empty their wallets to see it!
I was about to bring that up. Damn it, done. If only I had control, just like you.
Yeah, I know, because I am God here.
I will fight you on this. Bring it.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I just brought it.
His power. Okay.
Oh, this is an abuse of power. We need to revolt against him. Throw the tea in the ocean.
So
Look
yeah,
at
we know now he's just some guy anyway, so we can all just. There's
Wait,
four of us.
I
and
will
one of
ramp
him.
his ass.
Well, Lord Crackhead, how did he use fast travel? Did he go up to a viewpoint that's synchronized with it to know where his camp was?
Oh yeah.
Did he use a freaking paraglider?
I am the king now.
Any man who must say I am the king is no true king.
Even if you're a god, doesn't that go even double?
Well, I'm saying the facts. I have control of everything. Because
But not your fate.
Yep. Anyway, Charisse Van Houten, who plays Melisandre, I thought this is the end of my sympathy fight. Yeah, pretty much. The second you kill a kid, you're dead. You're dead to the audience. I knew my days as a friendly character were over. I knew the audience was going to hate me from now on. They didn't like me in the first place, but this is really pushing it, and rightfully so.
Oh, maybe that's why they fucking did it. So everybody would fucking hate him. Fucking.
Hate Charisse Van Houten? Wow. And then there's they didn't like it, but at the same time I thought it was so bold and cruel and epic, even though it was awful. Liam Cunningham, when I read the script, I thought, you've got to be effing kidding me.
The thing is, these people don't. The D&D don't know how to write, which means they don't know how to keep characters in character.
They're fucking insane. Like this production sounds so fucking insane. Like holy shit, this is some wild ride if you're a part of this.
Yeah, this seems like an Apocalypse Now type situation where the production was completely screwed from day one.
Was it Apocalypse Now was still good though? Was it? I don't remember watching it.
I have not seen it. It's just on the list. Though Twilight Zone is worse because 2 kids actually died on set.
Twilight Zone, was it? Didn't George R. R. Martin do episodes on the Twilight Zone?
I think he did, but this was the Twilight Zone movie directed by Steven Spielberg.
Okay, Akos, the reason why he managed to hide just by crouching, he was hiding in a bush.
He's hiding in a bush.
Bushes in the set, you get to the foliage in Assassin's Creed, you're pretty much fucking invisible unless people walk right up to you.
It's video game logic, don't you know?
So, let's keep going. But it was genius dramatically. When Stannis tells Davos to leave their camp for Castle Black, you know you're not getting that information for a very effing good reason. I had shouts from people on the street. Why didn't you stay? I shout, I tried.
Genius dramatically. Do we know what the word dramatically means?
I don't know. Oh, this is great. This is funny. Charisse Van Houten, I don't know how to play evil.
Well.
Huh?
I'm guessing this is a really dumb joke.
No, it's not. It's actually worse. It's actually worse. It's actually
Don't leave
us in suspense.
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
I'm scared.
Oh, it's actually for a little bit, but it's gonna be bad.
Hold on to your teeth, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Okay. The only thing I can do is play "This is for the greater good," so my methods are not ... friendly, and to think there's something worse out there, and I'm actually doing people a favor. I thought about it too much. I don't know if I could do it, so I had to be in a completely different zone. Stannis couldn't bring himself to tell his angelic young daughter Shireen, played by Carrie Ingram, who is adorable. I love Carrie Ingram. She's great. She was a great pick. Very good child actress. What he was going to do to her. So in the next scene, the guards lead a confused Shireen through a crowd of soldiers. At first, the girl seemed uncertain of where she was going and why. Then she saw the funeral pyre and realized her own father had condemned her to die. Shireen called up to her parents, begging them to save her. 8 other people underlined this part of the book. The book that we're going to see next. Stannis killing his daughter was one of the most agonizing scenes in Thrones, and one of the moments Martin had told the producers he was planning for the Winds of Winter, though the book version of the scene will play out a bit differently.
Oh, fucking hell.
A bit differently. A bit differently. He's nowhere near Castle Black. He's nowhere near her.
A bit different. This has to be so much later in the book. Like maybe like like Ramsay and them could be gone by this point when this actually happens.
So I'm guessing it plays a bit differently. There is no 20 good men for starters.
It could be like the White Walker conflict for all we know.
That would make actual sense.
Or to bring back Jon Snow, because Melisandre keeps seeing in the flames snow is the thing when she tries to see Azor Ahai. So it's typical, but the setup's there.
You know, I would prefer something predictable now at this point. I mean, Game of Thrones kind of burned me out on the whole unexpected bullshit.
Yeah. I do a few unexpected things in my books, but I keep it consistent within the world that I've set up.
Yeah, but not what about juvenile incoherent bullshit though?
Because I have a higher standard of quality than these people.
Everybody here has a higher standard of quality writing than these people.
Heck, we could make them run the person off the street and they'd have a higher standard of quality.
No, it is not worse than the smuggling of explosives into Morocco because we still
need to find out what was they smuggled in the first place.
I think it was dynamite.
Oh my god, that's highly illegal.
Wouldn't that be a riot?
Actual dynamite?
And,
dynamite is really, really unstable.
Yeah.
That smells super dangerous and illegal.
I mean, this is like season 3, so that must have been like with the part where they burned the masters in the slaver in the Unsullied training camp, I think.
I hope they didn't literally burn the actors who were playing the masters.
Well, you know, it performs the performances when they're actually burning it to death.
Yeah,
I guess they did. They would make some money.
Let's keep going. So, David Nutter, the director, a lot of the screaming was ad-lib. When Shireen is crying, screaming and crying for her mother, we got that on location rather than looping it in later to add emotional resonance. When the mother realizes how awful it was, it's powerful. Sharice Van Houten, the girl was so sweet and cute, and we had fun behind the scenes. Another moment where you're like, what kind of job is this? Yeah.
What kind of job is this indeed?
What kind of writing is this?
Yasnirel is a hypocrite, a weasel.
Well, let's be honest, some people obviously don't have a higher standard of writing.
Yeah. He's also a weasel, where he doesn't actually engage with the questions. Like, everybody on EFAP frickin' hates him.
Who?
Like, Yasnirel, have you seen that Game of Thrones debate where he performed really badly?
Oh, he was trying to defend. Oh, I think I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
He was trying to. Oh my goodness, wasn't he the one that's like, yeah, it made sense that the fucking the tactics were terrible because isn't that guy?
I think that one, the tactics being terrible, that one was Remarkable Republican.
I don't remember this guy then.
He said that basically all narrative is subjective.
Oh, fuck himself.
Oh, go, grr. No.
Physics is subjective. You know that? I mean, I could just think
No.
a certain way, and it works that way.
Also, the inciting incident is subjective.
No.
So what? So if like someone killed a baby, and that was like the inciting incident, and it's like explicitly told to us, and he's like, no, that's subjective.
Yeah. Props for going on, but he was an idiot. He performed so badly. Narratives are not subjective. No.
That is
Thank you,
but that
Mary.
is just your subjective opinion. Meh.
That is true, yes. Yes, he did say that.
Wait, Tywin was what? Hold on.
The
Tywin
big
was.
gay. He's King Gay, yeah.
Oh, well, that's where the meme started.
It's Apex Gay. The Apex
Yeah.
homosexual.
Apex homosexual.
Yeah.
Well, if he was a homosexual, he would have been the apex homosexual. That is a fact.
So
he's Apex, period.
He was arguing that the inciting incident is the pushing Bran out the window and
no, oh my god. He also made the another video like with Luke Skywalker's a queer. I remember that guy.
No.
And the Darth Vader is a RoboCop ripoff.
Yeah.
He literally had anomaly ink moments where he thought Darth Vader was a RoboCop ripoff.
Darth Vader came first, you idiot.
Yes, RoboCop was like 1982 and Darth Vader was 1976.
1977.
77, yeah. But the point remains.
Yeah, but and Mahler admittedly argued that like the what is it? The
and he throws him the loud soup.
What was it? That the Mahler argued that the inciting incident was the cat's paw dagger. I'm like, no, that's not correct. The inciting incident is the death of Jon Arryn. Like, that is the inciting incident for the story. Yeah, he died. Yeah, like he asked, was the code of were knights postmodernists because there wasn't a unified code of chivalry?
No,
I mean, there is no united code of chivalry because it changes between regions. Kind of like the Shadowversary explains this kind of thing.
So Sir Derrida.
Yeah, he had a debate with Shadowversity about whether the medieval tactics in the Long Night were good or not.
I'm like, no, they were not.
No.
Someone who knows little
no, and
about
here's
medieval
why.
tactics.
Yeah.
The answer is I couldn't see the tactics because it was too dark.
Yeah, and it's just so funny because it's this complete idiot, this complete idiot going up against somebody who knows his stuff, and it's hilarious to watch. We need to do a reaction to that sometime.
Yes, we do. We do. I want to see that.
Yeah, because it's just like I laugh every time because it is so gloriously ridiculous.
I mean, if I had a debate with somebody who was like super into the medical field, I'm like, I'm not going to question their knowledge because I know shit about medical stuff.
Oh, great. Smudcast is doing Lindsay Ellis, the male gaze versus the men, feminist theory part 2. The whole point.
Oh, no.
The gays versus the what?
Male gaze versus the men in Transformers.
Male gaze versus the men in Transformers? What the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
Basically, okay, so I've seen this video. Basically, what she is talking about is essentially like how like the view of men in the Transformers movies are from the male perspective. That like Michael Bay sees them as like mostly losers and neurotics. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let's finish this chapter. I want to be on that because that video is weird. Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah, go.
Weird takes. Yeah. So Liam Cunningham, there's an old saying in Hollywood: "Don't work with children or small animals." I found the opposite. Children play for a living. That's their job. Most of that at let's see, when is the next chapter? Oh, we're getting close. We're only 9 pages away. Cool. That's and most of us when we go up, we put the play to one side. Children are experts at that. Carrie Ingram was incredibly impressive. She had an inner contentment about her, like an old soul. A lot of us aim for things. She's not aiming. She walks on, and it's 100% truth when she speaks. Dave Hill, it's harder for the adults than it was for Carrie. She had a bubbly kid energy, but Brian refused to watch. She was like, no, I have kids of my own. I cannot watch him burn a child. While Steven was like, this is pretty rough, guys, even for Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
After the brutal sacrifice came the gut punch twist. The winter storm let up, but Stannis' vice Elise committed suicide, and half his army used the easing of the weather to take the chance to desert him. The sacrifice of Shireen might have technically worked, but it had unintended consequences that left Stannis even worse off than before.
That was so fucking comical.
Yeah, like like Daniel DeMann said, like it's almost dark comedy. The sequence of events is so rapid in terms of how like just comically bad it happens.
Bam, your sister, your wife is dead. Bam, your army is gone. Bam, your fucking toast disappeared. I don't know. Something
Hey, my
dumb like
toast,
that.
where'd you put it?
They ran off with it.
Joke's on you. I eat burnt toast.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a film to illustrate. You can analyze any film, but Battleship's so awful. The alien army shoots peg explosives into the battleships.
Yeah.
Good God.
In the end, they win. In the end, they win, thanks to good old Battleship from 1940s that was put on commission for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really dumb movie. I mean, gosh, have you seen Rampage? The fucking John.
I have refused to see Rampage. I don't want.
It's so dumb. I mean, there's this guy who has this gun. He has like a bazillion attachments on it.
That is true. That is true. That was true. Our lecturer was laughing at us like an evil git. Yeah, because how can you analyze Battleship from like a film for what it's doing? It's a dumb action movie trying to like I don't know how you could do that. That's insane. So okay.
It's just special effects. That's all those movies are.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, unfortunately, the only good movie that Taylor Kitsch has been in is John Carter, and all of his big budget movies just abjectly failed at the box office, which is sad because I like John Carter. John Carter's a really good movie, and it made like no money at all. It actually is Disney's second biggest bomb in history.
I was about to.
Well,
like one of the things, one of the small things I saw about these movies, like Hollywood has no idea what they're doing with weapons.
I will maintain that John Carter is a good movie. It's well written. It's well acted. There aren't many problems with the script. And there's some really good visual storytelling in it.
You should do a stream on it then. Defend it.
Speaking of streams and topics, ahem.
Cough.
Yeah, let's keep going. So, Charisse Van Houten. The moment I liked the most was one after she burned Shireen. I think it was going to help us. This is going to help us. It's going to save us. And the snow is melting. She thinks it's work. Then someone comes up and says it's all gone to hell. Yeah. Don't care. I really love the silent acting of thinking OF and to show that with one look. Oh,
there we go.
No, not again. Back to these faces.
Oh no, we're back in cheap. Who said that? Who said that?
Charisse Van Houten.
Oh
no, the infection is spreading. We must contain this outbreak.
Yeah. So my whole world is upside down. Those few human moments is what I'm better at. But I can't complain because that's not the character.
Wow. Even they know it's not the character.
Oh, Dan Weiss. Great. It's impossible
Oh,
for
dear.
us to see Shireen's death through any other lens than how we view fanaticism. People
What?
who watch Game of Thrones don't see the world through the same lens as Stannis and Melisandre. Neither do you. To the characters, magic works and is real. Ill.
But it does because we see shadow babies and shit. It
And
is
she
real.
resurrects Jon Snow too. So
Yeah.
there's also that.
There's something fun about the genre as a whole. When you see magic with your own eyes, it gives you a window into the heads of people who do and believe crazy things on faith. Yet you
No?
have shadow babies and shit. How is it crazy for them to assume that it's sorry.
You tried to cut off as many fantasy things as possible so that you could make so that you could appeal to soccer moms and football players. And yet you're saying that it's fun about magic. You people don't make sense.
No.
They're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just how it is, and it's frustrating. But fantasy, I can't really get in my head how those people would operate in our own world. People who operate on faith. Wow, that says a lot about you, buddy.
Who's saying all this wrong?
You
Dan
narcissistic
Weiss.
nihilist.
Dan Weiss. I can't really get my head around how people who believe crazy things on faith in our world. That is, that's actually pretty funny. What? I thought they knew fantasy. No, but fantasy is a cockeyed window into the heads of people who do terrible things for an irrational reason.
No.
Terrible things. Hold on. Hold. Can you pull that up? I have to take a picture of it.
Fuck off.
Fantasy.
Damn.
Fantasy is a cockeyed window into the heads of people who do something terrible for an irrational reason. That's not Tywin at all.
Blair, are you writing that down? I'm having a hard time.
Okay, so fantasy is a cockeyed, COCKEYED. Okay, I'll just show it.
That's what I was trying to do because I was going to take a picture and then I was going to write it down and then put it down into lower. It's not as easy as it used to be because we used to have the book up on the stream.
Yeah. Oh, I can do that. I can still do that, I guess, but I don't want to get copyright struck, or at least it's weird.
You don't have to. You could do it on your computer and then just share your screen whenever it gets.
Yeah, that's true.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So the next part is on the subject of prophecy. The writers were in lockstep where Martin's book, where magic is never to be trusted. Cersei is haunted by the prophetic dream that by the prophecy of Maggie the Frog that her children would perish. She would be overthrown by a younger, more beautiful queen. But like in the story of Oedipus, Cersei brought about her own fate only by desperately trying to avoid it. That's not a bad analogy, actually. No, I give you a point for that. Good use of Greek mythology. Melisandre was wrong about Stannis being the prince who was promised, and was very wrong about sacrificing Shireen. But in season 2, the Red Woman burned 3 leeches, plump with Gendry's royal blood.
No comment.
I must have missed something there.
What's that have to do with anything?
The Red Woman burned 3 leeches, plump with Gendry's royal blood, and told Stannis her spell would bring the death of 3 usurpers to his claim to the Iron Throne. It was a bold storytelling move to correctly tell viewers that two major characters, Robb Stark and Joffrey Baratheon, along with Balon Greyjoy, were going to be killed in advance. Yet fans were still shocked by these twists because the show had made clear that magic was unreliable. Even now, it remains uncertain if Melisandre's sorcery had anything to do with their fates. Uh-huh. George R. Martin, you're supposed to debate that. Melisandre wanted everyone to think that the spell she did with the leeches killed the three kings, but there is another explanation. Her ability to see the future through the flames showed her that the kings were going to die because of the machinations of other characters. She's seeing their deaths coming. She just staged this demonstration to take credit for their deaths. Okay. Martin pointed out that even his use of prophecies had medieval precedent. It happened in the Wars of the Roses. One of the lords, Somerset, was prophesied that he would die at Windsor Castle, so he always made plans to avoid that castle. But in the First Battle of St. Albans, he was wounded and died outside a pub that had that castle on its pub sign. Okay, that's hilarious. You have to look at Castle's prophecies carefully and look at the weasel wording. That's actually really good. I like George R. R. Martin when he talks about history. He knows his stuff.
Oh, couldn't he be the main showrunner?
Oh, I wish.
Or just, I want to take a, medieval Europe history class from George R. R. Martin. I would
too.
I would love to do that.
With Christopher Lee's voice, of course.
Well, Martin's got to find enough voice as is.
No, with Martin's fucking humor, and when he does his interviews.
Yeah. Like this.
Like somebody's talking up in class, he just fucking flips them off like, fuck you.
Well, he basically got asked, some of the fans are concerned, that you will, die before you finish the series, and he says, call me to that, screw you.
Well, isn't that not a concern these days, considering he's not really writing?
So, in Season 5, Jon witnessed some genuine dark magic. The newly elevated Lord Commander took a band of White Night's Watch to rescue the wildlings at the fishing village called Hardhome. The group was overrun by the Night King and his army of undead whites, and the living had to frantically escape. To direct the episode, initially they reached out to Neil Marshall, who had helmed Blackwater and Castle Black, but he wasn't available. My biggest regret, Marshall said, was that I turned down Hardhome. So the production took a chance on a newcomer to the show, a director who had evolved throne style and raised the bar for action sequences in television and perhaps cinema as well. It was a trial by fire for Miguel Sapochnik. It was, here's our biggest action sequence for Season 5. We all love it. You don't know all the actors or the crew. Make your magic happen. But Miguel is a super prepper. He came with a plan of attack. It was all hands on deck for that month, and it came out even better than we had on page. Okay. Here we're going to get some bad stuff, I think.
I was about to say, that's like the only good parts of Season 5 are some of the action scenes, Drogon birding, killing the harpies, and Hardhome. Those are the only two I can think of.
Yeah, those are the only good moments. At all. Everything else is stupid. The sparrows are fine. The sparrow sequence, the sparrow stuff, that's fine. That's pretty book accurate.
So what did I miss?
Oh, we're just talking
Your
about Hardhome.
Oh, where I died.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem with the sparrows thing is that in the books it makes more sense when Cersei arms the sparrows because the crown has a debt to the faith. So that's a better rationale for it.
That is a better rationale, but there's kind of an element of they just didn't put that in. They thought that she could use it against the Tyrells. She's kind of more rational in the books, I guess. Well, no. She's more rational in the show. In the books, she's cray, cuckoo for cocoa puff.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
Yeah, Littlefinger was still smart in season 5.
I mean, wasn't fucking Varys taking advantage of Cersei's craziness when Varys killed
Kevin Lannister?
Yeah, like
Wait.
we want her to be in power so she can just fuck everything up.
Wait. Littlefinger was still smart in season 5. I'm not so sure that's the season where he decided to give Sansa away to the Boltons, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, that part's dumb. Because he would never do that. He would keep her in the Vale and send to Patsy. He would send to Patsy because he's obsessed. Because Littlefinger is an obsessive psychopath. It's his one. Everything else he does is very logical and meticulous, but he is a psychopath.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the first draft of Hardhome, the battle took place on a huge beach with the Whites descending from the top of the beach down the shoreline over the course of the entire fight. But because it's an ambush, the wildlings are unprepared. We figured it would take the Whites about 40 seconds running at full pelt to cover that distance. Adding to the challenge was the simple fact that it was Whites versus 95,000 wildlings, which made seeing much of this on screen too expensive. So we started looking for some obstacle to slow down the Whites. My first idea was to send their flow by forcing them through a naturally occurring bottleneck in the 2 clips. Eventually we came up with a staked fence that surrounded the encampment. So it was also a way to avoid seeing beyond a certain point and hiding what we couldn't afford to dress or populate. That's actually smart. Yeah, what viewers saw was essentially a microcosm of the action that we could control and let the camera in almost any direction. We were able to reduce the overall scale of the battle, focus on the massacre aspect, and see a lot less and feel a lot more.
Yeah, because it can also imply because there could be like a bazillion zombies on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. This
kind of like forced perspective in a kind of a sense.
That is very true. Be very careful who you bully in high school because they get rich and decide to screw you over.
Yeah.
The most successful and frightening monster is one you cannot see. Tell that to Cloverfield. I've not seen Cloverfield. I've just seen the Cloverfield memes. So the production built a stockade wall that was 18 feet high and 300 feet long. Wow, that's impressive. To delay the army of the dead. For the Whites, prosthetics advisor Gary Bauer explained making thrones, the costume, background actors, that there were 3 different levels of Whites. Super fresh, the ones that were recently killed and wore a minimal amount of makeup. Mid-decomps, the ones who had been dead for 6 months. And green screen, the ones who wore green bodysuits with a minimal amount of ragged clothing to make them look skeletal during post-production. So you put them against the wildlings and frantic shots.
What post-production?
That is true, but I think at least oh man, somebody wants to be on the next Maggie Me Fish video.
What?
Inquisitor Matthias.
Are you sure he wants... Okay, Matthias? Run the other way. Run as far and as fast as you can.
She cray. She is book Cersei. She's kind of Cersei. I would say that Maggie May Fish is Cersei from the book.
Do not let this psychopath draw you into this.
Yeah.
Hey, I watch dumb stuff. Do commentaries on dumb things. That's why I'm here.
Have you seen a Just Right video?
I probably have to watch one.
Have you seen a Patrick Willems video?
Patrick Willems. Who's he again?
He's the. This is a film about space wizards intended for children.
Oh yeah, that guy. That was pretty dumb.
Yeah, she's worse than him.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
No, that'll be torturous.
Yeah. So, Nihilus Nihilium, to answer your question, Littlefinger is the mastermind. He is technically the person that caused the series of events that led up to the in the show, at least as far as I know, is the reason why the entire War for the Five Kings happened.
Yes,
he's the main he's the mastermind behind that.
I don't think that Just Right's a psycho. I think he's a cuck and a loser, but that's just me. cuck and a loser and a hypocrite. But
Yeah, I call Dunn a psychopath.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. When he was pitting them in frightening shocks, he declared on chat, "When I call action, I want you to take them down." But as usual for shooting Thrones battles, the weather gods decided that the filling of Hardhome would be the perfect time to deliver a massive storm to make things harder.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
I swear, that's like one of their themes. It's like, yes, we got this. Oh, the storm comes.
Yeah.
Yep, and we're back in territory where they were almost fell into a lake because they were filming on ice, and then it started breaking.
Wait, what? I thought that was just an island.
Yeah.
I think they were actually on ice, weren't they?
That is true. Yeah, he's a hypocritical weasel. Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Ahem.
Yeah. So the rain was coming in sideways. It was coming right through the tents, but the rain didn't really read on screen. When you saw them all running, you didn't realize it was pouring. They all ran up and down the quarry over slippery rocks and mud. They had to run up and down over and over and over again.
Well, there's a reason why you have to set it up so that it looks like it's raining. Because if it's actually raining, it just looks like mist.
Yeah. Kit Harington, it was chaos, joyous chaos. The weather helped the performances. A lot of people remember the Battle of the Bastards. But for me, Hardhome was the battle I loved the most. I loved shooting it. Story-wise, it was fantastic.
Well, yeah, because it was actually an interesting subject in episode 6 of season 8.
Did it help their faces as well as their performances?
Wet blankets. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's not even part of the club. Yeah.
Okay, never mind their enemies list right now.
Yeah. He claims that Black Panther is a cinematic masterpiece. Same with.
It is not.
I have never seen Black Panther, so I can't comment.
Black Panther at best is a mediocre film. Black Panther at its worst is just. Ugh.
It's boring, yeah. And there's a lot of there's a lot of theme and plot problems with that movie, and character problems. So Miguel Sapochnik, he was really impressed with Kit and how he thinks through the action scenes in the same way he thinks through a dialogue scene. He finds time to play the beats in between the action. The episode was endless for him, but he never complained and was always willing to go the extra mile, do the extra take, and put his all into it. I don't know. What any other actor who works this hard and it shows in the finished product. So Christopher Newman, Kit is slight of build but enormously strong. You have to be careful with him because he never says stop, so you can wear him out. You don't want him to drive your leading man into the ground. We were still worried about the state of his ankle because he wouldn't say anything if it was.
Oh, that's very nice. Could you have said that during the long night shooting?
Yeah.
You don't want to wear him out. Sure.
Kit is like Jon Snow in real life. He is the actor who never gives up, and that's a good role model to have for the other actors in the crew. No, that's actually very complimentary. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, Dave Hill, we had some actors who were Dublin-based. They got picked up at 1 a.m. and bussed all the way to the North Coast to get dressed as wildlings. They had to lie down on the rocks with water washing around them from the rain and stay there for hours.
What? It's like, oh my god. They can get sick. Why?
Why would you do that to your
Why not get prosthetic bodies for that?
Actually, I didn't think about that.
Why not give a prosthetic body? Like Lord of the Rings didn't use real people when they had people lying on the ground. That's really strange. Yeah, so apparently they get home at 10 p.m. and then get up at 1 a.m. to do it all over again.
No! You're insane!
That's like fucking fire crew level
So
of
it's 1 a.m. so they're at it from 1 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is that what you just said?
Yep.
And they were just hanging out outside being dead. Is that right?
Yep. They would lie down on the rocks water washing over them from the rain and stay there for hours.
They're gonna get sick from that.
Yep.
You don't need actual people for that. You don't need real people for that. Surely.
These performances, it increases their performances or some bullshit.
But we can't even see that. But they can't make faces. They're dead. They're making the same.
No, not these performances. These faces. I'm thinking about like the main actors or some bullshit.
Holy cow! Holy cow! I did not know that. You know what? I want to do a thing on Heart of Darkness, the documentary about Apocalypse Now, and I know Drinker did a production disaster things because Apocalypse Now is kind of infamous as one of the biggest movie disaster productions of all time. That
real corpses, as in people, or
apparently, I
That
wouldn't
is
doubt that.
so unsanitary. Ew.
So unsanitary.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what I'll describe it.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Well, it is insanitary among other things.
Yeah, unethical too.
That's what I was about to say.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So during the fighting, Jon Snow discovers that he can kill a White Walker with his Valyrian steel sword. A fact that would be key later on. But the big villain of the piece was the Night King, supernatural leader of the White Walkers, was first introduced in season 4. During a flashback, we find out that the Night King was created by the Children of the Forest thousands of years ago to fight the First Men, and with winter finally arriving, he was leading his legions south to invade Westeros. He was a character design home run, striking stoic, blue-eyed specter of wintry death that became the show's most popular original addition to Martin's mythology.
Original edition, yeah, I think that's already been confirmed though, but yeah, original edition. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Valyrian steel didn't kill any whites in Hardhome. That's only been a thing since season 7.
It didn't. Yeah.
You know, White, this entire time I've been waiting for you to actually die. You're nearing an hour on the stopwatch now.
Yeah. So
I think the rain stopped, so it's like it's fine now.
It's almost, so Dan Weiss. It was almost logical that as you go back in time, as you create a prehistory for this, we've seen what the White Walkers do. We've seen how they perpetuate themselves and create the Whites. If you go backward to what made those things, so what made them. We also like the implication that they weren't some kind of cosmic evil that had been around since the beginning of time, and that the White Walkers had a history, something that seems legendary and permanent, mythological and permanent wasn't. They had a historical. They had a historical because that was comprehensible. They had a historical. What?
They had a historical.
Okay, so this sentence broke my brain. This is so stupid.
Okay, where?
Where?
The first
Wait.
one?
They had a historical cause. Oh, I missed the historical cause. I missed the cause part. I just cause that was Oh, I missed it. Never mind. It's not that bad. I missed the cause.
Okay.
Awkward since there.
Are we talking about the bit where the Children of the Forest created the White Walkers?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And is that something that Weiss and Benioff and Weiss came up with?
Yep. Yeah, that's what they came up with. Yeah.
But then they kind of ignore it later.
Yeah, they do. Just like the words that they're saying are comprehensible. They're the result of people or beings with motivations we can understand. David Benioff, I don't even think of him as evil. I think of him as death, and that's what he wants for all of us. That's why he was created, and that's what he's after.
That's lame.
In season 4 and 5,
yeah,
the Night King was played by Richard Blake, and then Slovak actor and stuntman Vladimir Furdik took over season 6 to 8. He also played the White Walker that Jon Snow killed in Hardhome. Vladimir said, "No, somebody made him the Night King. Nobody knows who he was before. A soldier or part of the nobility. He never wanted to be Night King. I think he wants revenge." Think?
That's completely contradictory. Revenge for what? But I thought he just wants to kill everybody, not revenge. I thought he was persona. Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
That's the thing. Death is inescapable. Evil is, yeah. I think evil is worse than death because death is just a part of
Yeah.
life. It's like it's like taxes.
Evil is intent. Death
Yeah.
is just death.
Yeah.
Death is just there.
Yeah.
Death does not care for how
Nope.
you like death is similar to fire. It does not discriminate.
Yeah. So, Joe Chill, really? Huh. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's interesting. Okay. So
Fuck, I was about to say something, but I forgot we were talking about the Night King about.
So okay, death. He's not evil. He's death. I guess so.
I thought, but that the whole thing was like they were trading with Castor and stuff. Like the implications that they were more than just evil ice demons that just want to kill everybody because they're evil.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess it's just
evil ice demons because they're evil.
Yeah. The producers decided to keep the character totally silent, continuing what they had learned after initially wanting the White Walkers to speak during the scrapped pilot. David Benioff, what's he gonna say? Hey, anything the Night King says diminishes him.
That's actually from an old interview. Like that's
Yeah.
I have always known that Night King was never going to speak because I've read that long ago.
There's also, yeah, it's interesting. Every director had a different version of how to play the Night King. Dan and David wanted like a cold man. Some of the directors wanted to show there's some human in him. Many times they asked me, "Don't blink your eyes." That was very difficult. In the final shot of Hardhome, the Night King stands on the beach. Jon Snow and the wildlings are escaping in rowboats. The Night King locks eyes with Jon, raises his arms, and all the slaughtered wildlings are resurrected to join his army of the dead. At that point, Jon Snow fully understood the Night King's seemingly insurmountable power, and that Westeros was facing a threat that could annihilate them all. The silent ending in that moment came as a happy mistake. Someone forgot to extend the music track over that part of the rough cut.
Oh.
So that wasn't even oh wow, well, whatever. I mean, fuck it. They can guess why.
That's hilarious.
You know, I'm not surprised if anything. It's like everything. Like Daenerys going crazy. It's somehow a mistake now. Like fuck it. Why not?
Well, it's
It
factual.
certainly was a mistake.
Well, that's factual that it was. It was a last minute change because they were working on the CGI two weeks before the finale, 2 or 3 weeks before the finale, which is insane.
Something like that.
I can't wait for their contract.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the actor's contract through all obligations to be ended so we get some more info on this stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Some juice. Yeah, let's get some juice.
Yeah. Some gray area.
So juicy.
Yeah.
It's kind of a joke that she says, "Hello, my sweet summer children. It's me back with this juice to get you through the long night between now and Winds of Winter." Lovely. I highly recommend Gray Area. Great Ice and Fire YouTuber.
Especially Quinn's ideas. He used to be called Ideas of Ice and Fire.
No, he's changed it because I think that's smart because he's branched out into doing Dune. Like he's been doing a couple of episodes on like the new. He's first time watching the Star Wars movies.
I have never seen done anything Dune before.
Well, this is his first time watching Star Wars as an adult, and he just did some videos on them. He friggin' hates the prequels. He really doesn't like the prequels.
Yeah.
What's his complaint? Let me guess, CGI bad or something. I don't know what.
Well, he's saying that the CGI is there is a lot of practical, but the CGI is bad and it's distracting, and also the acting.
Well, the CGI is dated. The CGI is actually the best it could possibly been when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
actually, looking at the CGI now, as I started rewatching Phantom Menace. I haven't finished it yet. So far, I haven't been able to tell the difference between CG and practical effects because it hasn't stood out yet.
Maybe we'll do a response stream to his Phantom Menace. They're only 8 minutes long each, so.
So that's calling the CGI of the prequels bad.
You just kind of had a bad experience. I think you just had a bad experience watching it, and you just vented about it. You really didn't like. You just didn't like it. You just
Wait, who are we talking about here?
Quinn's ideas.
Quinn's ideas. It used to be Ideas of Ice and Fire, but as someone said, he has branched out quite a bit since then.
Quinn's ideas.
Yeah.
Quinn's ideas worth a watch.
Yeah, he didn't like the pod race either. He thought that was pointless.
That was actually the pod race itself is kind of pointless, but the results of the pod race are actually really important.
Yeah,
and the pod race is like that in itself. It does demonstrate it does further back up Qui-Gon's point of Anakin being unnaturally gifted with the Force.
I mean, this is not Mandalorian pointless levels of filler. And
it's not a pointless filler. It does have some significance in the story. Because mind you,
it's just too long. It just lasts way too long.
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, some of it could be cut out. I think we only needed to see only needed to see the part where Anakin has trouble starting because of Sebulba. Anakin fixing it, and then the results.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Juice. That brought us onto Gray Area. That brought us to Quinn's ideas, and that brought us back to Star Wars.
It all comes,
this is my fault.
It all comes back together to Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a big old hit.
It's pretty much it's pretty much. Honestly, like, I think that they should have cut out some of the parts of the pod race to add more politics in, so it didn't feel tacked on in the last third.
Yeah.
No, politicism's bad because we can't think.
No, it's because the politics is badly placed within the film. The politics themselves are fine. It's just the politics are badly placed within the film because they don't function into the overall climax.
I think thought is boring.
Yeah, that's just your opinion.
That's just your subjective opinion.
Yeah. So the fact that it was silent and it was a mistake, even that it was silent, it was made it more powerful. All these things are a process. It was nice to start at the end. It's a process that brings out the best in an idea. So Dave Hill, it's funny to see that become a meme. In the script we saw as Night King being the conductor of a symphony, raising his hands and raising the dead, but on screen it came off like "Come at me, bro."
They have no idea about anything, do they? It's just fun.
No, it's.
Oh my goodness.
If they wanted it to come off as a conductor, then you should look at what conductors actually do and have the person playing the White Walk. Yes.
Yeah.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
It feels like that again.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a bit about the Night King.
The only credits that Wada would ever take is the credits on Tatooine. The Rebel Public credits have no influence there.
All right.
Nope.
We just
That's space, not
Back to you.
Republic.
Well, until Mandalorian comes along, it's completely fucked that.
We just had a Star Wars interlude. Can we get back on topic?
Yes.
I'll be succinct very quick.
No, we are almost finished. Let me finish the page. And okay. So Miguel Sapochnik seeing an emoji of the Night King raising his arms was probably the most famous I've ever felt about my work.
Who says that?
Miguel Sapochnik, the director. Kit Harington. I remember looking back at the picture of the Night King standing there and the white standing up. The camera was behind us in wide shot, so I was looking at it as the viewer would see it from the view from the front of the boat back on the beach. I'm one of the few people who got to experience that, and it was glorious. And that's the end of the chapter.
Clap, everybody, clap.
Yay.
Yay.
And it only took us almost 3 hours to get through this chapter.
Well, it would have been less if we didn't have to do the memes.
Mm-hmm.
Or get on to Star Wars. How did we get on that again? No, don't answer that.
It was my fault. That's the worst thing about it.
You need to get off here. We need to throw some sand at Camp Valero every once in a while.
I mentioned gray area.
Yeah, I got them right here. Sand.
Yeah.
You just killed me.
The next chapter is about what is it? It's about Lena Headey's walk of shame. Kind of how she had to be used a body double because A, she was pregnant, and B, Lena Headey has tons of tats all over her body.
Now, that would be a weird sight. And she says, so she's like all fucking tatted and everything, and everybody's like, "What the hell is that?" She's a witch.
That would be a twist, certainly.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not in hell just yet.
We aren't at season 8 yet.
We're not in season 7. I want to know more about the White Hunt, Riley.
Oh, they just wanted a frickin' zombie polar bear.
I know, but the more particular details, maybe they can enlighten us on some of the decisions, like their lazy ass fucking Night King ice javelin scene. That always annoys me.
Yeah.
Or the fact that the reasoning behind the White Hunt was absolute rot.
Oh yes, the logic of Tyrion fucking deciding that we can trust Cersei and we need to get a white.
Stop bringing logic into it.
Wait.
Just your wife. It gets better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Okay, so I think so. It seems as though Mr. Hibbard is conflating King's Landing with Old Town.
What?
I am not surprised at all by this.
I'm sorry.
How?
Did you hide the alcohol from me or something?
No, he says so Lena Headey, who plays Cersei, was enjoying a celebration on a production set in between filming scenes in Old Town. What? And then earlier in last chapter, he said something about stuff about Old Town, where nobody went to Old Town in season 5. You moron! It doesn't even talk about Sam and Gilly.
If I had a fucking tinfoil hat, I would say that there is something cut, but I don't think that's anything.
Oh, I think that there was a lot of stuff that was cut. Permission to jump off a cliff. So long as it's a
permission granted.
So long as it's a short cliff.
As long as you kill yourself at this place, so your soul gets sent to
Becca's a moth, so I don't know if falling would hurt.
Fly. Yeah, she can fly. I think I think in this case, the go is not sufficient. We must conclude with a different meme.
Yeah.
This.
Why did we do that?
No, I have to ask, what song is that?